From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz, Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to get everybody's opinion on this, especially you, Deepa.
Okay.
Deepa and her husband got married in September and then moved into their first home together. First time moving out of their parents' place, each of their parents' place, prior to moving into their house, right? Is that right, Deepa? That is, right?
Yeah, first time moving out.
This woman shared her story online just to get people's opinion. Yeah, you need a drink for this one. Where she's having issues with her husband's parents right now when the topic of boundaries has come up multiple times in their relationship.
Oh, no.
Because this woman and her husband bought her in-laws' house from them, purchased the home, okay?
Yeah.
The in-laws bought the house.
Like Jim and Pam.
Like Jim and Pam.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert
gotcha.
for anyone who hasn't watched.
Yeah, gotcha.
The parents then bought the house next door.
Oh, no.
Okay?
That's straight up.
So a lot of conversation and arguments over boundaries came up because the parents still felt like because the home used to belong to them, that they could still use the backyard. They could still put their backyard furniture there. Or if their son and his wife had their, backyard furniture back there, the parents could still go over and use the backyard whenever they want.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the daughter-in-law said, hey, we're going to need any keys that you have for the house. And then they were like, yeah, sure. And then gave keys.
Yeah.
But then finding out over time that the parents still had keys.
Yeah.
And every time, this couple would collect the keys from the parents and be like, oops, we still got more.
Okay.
So now, after the very last time it happened, the woman is like, now I don't trust that they don't, because we've asked them multiple times. Every single time they said no, we've come to find out that they still have keys to the house.
Yeah.
And people online are like, well, A, put security cameras. B, you shouldn't be living in that house. Move somewhere else if they're causing that much trouble.
Sure.
And also, change the friggin' locks.
Yeah, you can do that
on
for
your
sure.
house.
I mean,
right? I understand giving to an in-law, to your in-laws or to a parent for emergency purposes or whatever, right?
Yes. Yeah, you would think that they would have a key just because.
Just because.
But when it gets to the point of where there's no boundaries and everything just feels so invasive that you have to then ask for all the keys. I think that just, I don't know, sounds a little extreme to me.
Deepa, do your parents have the keys to your place?
Oh, gosh, no. But we live 20 minutes away from them. No. But do you know what's really sad? When I was living with my parents my entire life, I was not allowed to have house keys to the house that I was living in with them. But my brothers, I didn't have house keys growing up. Even until when I was 25, when I moved out, I wasn't allowed to have house keys.
Your feet is
Okay, hold on here. Can you
Hello?
talk? Yeah, now we can hear you.
I think your parents also have control over your internet connection right now.
Okay.
Oh, no, can you not hear me?
No, we can. You're better now. So hold on here.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that they may be censoring you. Are you sure you're not Russian? It sounds like you have Russian parents.
I'm sure.
Okay.
So growing up, you never had your own house key? How'd you get into the house?
Got to be home
I
before
would have
curfew.
to call my mom to open the door for me whenever I got home. And whenever my brothers, when they moved out, they got extra house keys. And instead of giving them to me, they gave them to my brothers. So they had a spare key if they lost their original version. So I would have to be like, Mom, I'm outside. Can you open the door?
And then you would have to assume that every time you come home that you're one of your parents has to be home to let you in.
Yeah, that was that was the thing, though, so that, like, I couldn't, like, sneak in the house or, like, bring anybody to the house. So that was
So was that the
that
reason?
was my life growing up.
But was that the reasoning behind it? Like, what was the reason given to you? Because obviously you said, hey, this is kind of ridiculous. Can I have a key? What was the reason given to you that you were not allowed to have a key to the house?
There was no reason.
Just because?
My automatic understanding was, hey, I have a boyfriend, so this prevents any opportunity of sneaking boyfriend in when parents aren't home. They know where I am at all times. And this might be maybe this is a brown girl problem. I don't know if other brown girls have faced the same problem that I have, but it was pretty much a joke growing up without a house key.
Wait, so your entire life up until this past summer, you did not have keys to the home that you grew up in? Like, what happens if you went...
No, I still don't have keys.
She still doesn't have a key.
Now. What happens
I still don't have the keys to the house.
What if you, went out, on a Friday night or a Saturday night and, it was, 1 o'clock in the morning that you're coming back home?
You think I went out on a Friday or Saturday night and came back at 1? I was home by 7:30. That was my life as an adult woman.
You're lucky you met someone in grade 6.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Deepa, have you got a text from your parents yet?
No, thank goodness I haven't.
Not yet, at least. We found out a couple minutes ago that Deepa, who's happily married now, living with her husband, they moved in together back in the summertime. Up until then, Deepa at home, the home that she grew up in with her parents, had not received and still to this day does not have a key to the house.
Yeah, like when you were a teenager, you didn't have a key to the house, right?
Nope, not at all.
And you had said that this was to, prevent you from bringing guys home, sneaking guys in, right?
Deepa in her wild life.
I think so. That's because they never gave me a reason. Whenever I asked for a reason, there was never a solid one. So I was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. That's probably them trying to make sure that I'm not sneaking anybody into the house when they're not home. And by the way, my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom. I love her to death. And she was home all the time anyway. So I don't know what they expected me to do.
So I had said to Deepa, what happens on a Friday or Saturday if you were out real late and you get home at 1 a.m.? Do you have to call your mom or your dad and be open the front door?
Right.
Deepa said, well, there was no coming home at 1 a.m.
No, sir.
Home way before that.
No.
I'm with Deepa. There's no coming home at 1 a.m. in a brown home. Somebody else said, yes, Deepa. Every brown girl has the exact same story. Another person wrote and said, I had the same problem when I was growing up. I was not allowed to have a house key because apparently I was not responsible enough to keep it safe.
Oh, my God.
I'm not alone. This is amazing.
Deepa had to get home before the streetlights came on.
I know.
Yeah,
Your
before
whole
sun
life.
went down.
Daylight. And then Shivani texted. Hi, Shivani. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
So you say you can relate to Deepa. Why?
Oh, I can. Oh, of course I can. Same reason. There was no reason given. I was high school, university, and still didn't have a key to the house. And my brother did have one.
So your brother had one, just like Deepa.
Yes.
Deepa said she didn't have a house key, but her two brothers had a house key. So how old are you now, Shivani?
Now I'm 34.
Okay. And you still live at home or no?
No. I don't live at home anymore.
Okay. Do you have a key now to the house or no?
Well, yeah, now I live in my own place, so I do have my own.
No, to your parents' place.
Do you have a key to your parents' house yet?
No.
No.
Still no.
Damn. The struggle is real. So did you ask your folks, what was the reason that you didn't have a key to the house, but your brother did?
There was no reason. Whenever I get home, well, there's somebody always there to open the door for me. So same thing. I usually call my mom. I'm outside. Open the door, please. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so did you never stayed out late either, right?
That's right.
Wow. So if you wanted to hang out with your friends, on a Friday or Saturday night?
Oh, no, that's not happening. I have to be home.
And how old were you? How old were you when you moved out?
24.
24. And you never had a key all the way up to 24?
That's right.
Never brought a guy home?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
If mom's not home, grandparents home. Somebody's always there.
Wow,
There's no escaping.
Thanks for the call.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha Show podcast, available everywhere you get your podcast from. Make sure you subscribe so when a new episode is released, it'll automatically download to your device. Just go and search Ask Roz and Mocha. Someone discovered by accident they were listening to the podcast at half speed and said, hey, guys, when you listen to the podcast at half speed, it sounds like y'all are drunk.
Yeah.
And this is now taken off where people will purposely listen to portions of the podcast at half speed and then send the audio to us or send a timestamp to us, and then we play them on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
This one comes to us from Allison Luca from episode 264, so June of last year. And it was from one of the deep dives that we do with Deepa every day. Whatever DMs you send to us go to her as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, would Roz let people play with his hair, or must his hair be protected at all times?
Jesus.
Okay, so that was the question.
Yeah.
And here's the conversation at half speed.
Like, I'm not a toucher.
But like Catherine will, like, you're cool if
Oh,
she plays there,
that's
right?
a different story.
Or Roxy comes and plays with the hair.
Yeah, if she doesn't.
The cats.
But, yeah, the cat cleans me, right? She still does, because she thinks that she's my mama. And then so she'll sit on the back of the couch while I'm watching television, and she just grooms me. But no, I would not let people just touch me.
Not you yourself, like your hair, which is an extension of your body.
Right.
No, it's on his body,
It is my body.
But it's so long to the point where, like, if you pull it out, is it really part of his body? Or, like, is it far enough that people can...
If somebody tuned in right now,
Yeah.
and that's all they heard, Deepa.
No, compliment, though.
Don't go there.
Hey,
compliment, though.
Compliment, yes.
Right?
But no, I don't like being touched.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
That's my favorite.
Wow.
That's my favorite, absolute favorite slow-mo moment from the podcast. Thank you, Allison Luca, for that submission.
Yes, thank you, Alice.
If you find a moment from our podcast, slow down at half speed, that you want to submit because it sounds ridiculous and just insanely funny, feel free to send that our way. You can screen record, or just send us a timestamp. Make sure you include your name so we can give you a shout out as well. But that one comes to us from Allison Luca. Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Today's lasagna day, everybody. In just a couple of minutes, I have come through.
Your DMs have been going crazy.
Oh, stop it. And
people have been messaging the show like nuts, too.
I know. So, okay. So what happened, we'll sort of explain it all a couple of times throughout this, just so everybody knows what the hell's going on with when we keep talking about lasagna on this show. Years ago, I made Maurie lasagna, and he brought it home, and he loved it. And then he brought it to like his family Christmas dinner, and it was like the hit of the table.
Life-changing.
And then Maurie just kept begging me for lasagna. And anytime I would make one, he would just like DM me and on the show and everything. He was just like, but he would always ask at the wrong times, like when it was hot out, like in the summer. And I never wanted to do that. And so I had said, hey, listen, the next time we get to 5 days below zero temperatures, that to me is lasagna weather, right? When we get to 5 consecutive days of below zero temperatures, I'll make you a lasagna. But we haven't had 5 days of below zero temperatures in years, believe it or not, because we've been keeping track. We have not had it in years.
So have the people listening to the show.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've created their own, like a March Madness bracket.
I know. And so
temperatures.
And so we know what it was like in the city last week. And then, so we hit 5 full days. And so I came through. I have Maurie's lasagna here. I will present it to him. If you guys want to be a part of this and congratulate him, Maybe he'll give it a little taste on. I don't know what you want to do, but if you want to be a part of it, 925-555 is how you text us. 416-870-8888 is how you give us a call.
Somebody literally just texted in all caps.
Yeah.
Finally,
right? This is my life. This has been my life. Bloody lasagna, right? You got to be kidding me. But trust me, like I cannot say this enough. Okay, if you're not interested in this story or the lasagna or Maurie's reaction, you have to stick around. Please stick around because the lasagna reveal, delivery, expectations, anticipations, celebrations are going to be so beyond what you could even imagine somebody's reaction to a lasagna would be.
Somebody said Maurie's going to be the most excited he's ever been in the history of the show.
I'm telling you, he will be. He will be.
So lasagna day is here.
Yes.
Presentation will happen in just a few minutes.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I did make Maurie his lasagna.
Nice.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to get it, okay?
Absolutely. Okay. Roz, reaching over to the bag.
Okay, so.
Is it
I'm just going to take the foil off just so you can see the top of the lasagna.
Okay.
So it's sunk a little bit, but that's what lasagna does. So this, I would just like to show you and everybody else, is the masterpiece that is Damn It Maurie's lasagna.
Oh, my God. Dude, why would you do that?
I invented the lasagna shot. This is the smallest lasagna I could possibly make. I would say that this lasagna is maybe 2.5 inches. It's in a tiny miniature baking container, like a little tiny miniature bread container. Okay?
I have a tape measure.
Oh, you do? May I please have your tape measure?
Yeah, here.
Okay, so I'm going to officially memeasure Maurie's lasagna here.
For accuracy.
Okay, so Maurie's lasagna
He has no idea.
Okay, so Maurie's lasagna is 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Right?
Of deliciousness.
Okay, so it's 3.5 inches. Look at this. It fits in the palm of my hand.
Yo, you can put that
I don't
in
know
your
if you can
pocket.
see this, right? Yeah. So you could. I invented the lasagna shot.
Yeah,
okay.
that's great.
So here, if you want to tell the guys, because we sent Maurie and Shem out into the hallway so they couldn't see this. So if you want to tell Maurie to go back into the room, but tell Shem to come here so I can give him Maurie's lasagna to pass off to Maurie in the other room.
Hey, Maurie, go back in the studio. Shem, need you for a sec.
You want to hand that off to Shem?
Can we put it behind his back or something?
Yeah, tell him to hide it and yeah. Hey Maurie, are you there?
I'm always there for you, baby.
Okay. So today's lasagna day, Maury.
What? No way.
Yes, it is. It is. Today is the day, my man.
Oh my God.
We had just explained to everybody the process. I was up all night. 11 o'clock last night I finished your bloody lasagna.
I don't feel sorry for you.
I finished your lasagna. Wow.
No, hold on, Mocha, don't go. Oh. But do you want me to feel sorry for you? This was the deal.
Okay.
No,
okay.
But now I feel sorry for you.
No, don't. No, continue on with what you're saying. You're
saying.
I
was going to say is this. You could have started earlier.
Wow.
Yo, you can tell the tone in Maurie's voice has changed,
right?
Huh?
Yeah.
So excited right now, too.
No, I know.
No, but then Roz goes, I was up all night.
No, I know. But can you tell, just how and not that you need to be grateful because it was an agreement and I came through on my part of the agreement.
No, but I am grateful because it is
I know, but
wonderful.
there's still a tone, though. You know what I mean? There's still a tone in your voice.
Yeah, a tone of I finally won something.
Right. Okay.
I may never win the lottery, but I won lasagna.
Okay. So, Shem, will you please deliver Maurie his lasagna?
Gladly. Maurie?
Wait, what the hell? You got to be kidding me. Dude, it's the size of a pencil.
Bon appetit.
You were up all night making what?
Your lasagna.
No, man. This is a piece of a full lasagna.
No.
The deal was a whole lasagna.
That is a whole lasagna.
No, okay, hold on. If you had to specify where in the city it was minus something, then I should not have to specify the size of the lasagna.
What it was never discussed. That is a
because
lasagna.
It's assumed when you discuss I'm getting a full lasagna.
That is a full lasagna.
This isn't even a portion.
It's a full lasagna. It is in its own container. It's in its own
This is not the full.
The confusion on Maurie's face. Actually, confusion and disappointment.
I can't bring this home.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, it's lasagna day. I came through. I made Maurie lasagna. Maurie lasagna. I invented the lasagna shot last night. I found the smallest, tiniest little bread tin I could find, which measures 3.5 inches by 2 inches, and that's Maurie's lasagna.
Don't eat it all in one
and
sitting.
also, don't forget to share that. That's for you and Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew was so excited.
No, this
too.
is not fair. I waited years for this.
That's a lasagna.
I get that it's a piece of a lasagna.
It's not. It is a whole lasagna.
No, I want the whole tray.
What do you think you're holding in your hand right now? That
You
is
got
a whole
the
tray.
whole tray of lasagna.
This is like a cupping.
Shem, what's the mood like in there? You're sitting across from Maurie right now.
Trembling.
This is like when you order something on Amazon and a small thing shows
Yo, and
up.
I'm pretty sure Ron's going to need that tin back, too.
Yeah, you don't get to keep that tin.
Oh, man.
Congratulations, Maurie.
Anyway, if you would like to congratulate Maurie on finally getting his lasagna, please give us a call or text us at 925-555.
416-870-8888.
Pissed off in a long time.
Pissed off. You pissed off, Maurie? Why are you so pissed off?
You know what'll make you feel better?
Yeah.
Lasagna.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You want to read some text? I'm sure people are just over the moon happy for Maurie right now.
Maurie's so stunned. Probably of hunger, too, because he hasn't touched the lasagna yet.
Yes.
He can't even speak right now. I can't even tell you the amount of texts that we're getting at 925-555. A lot of people are calling you Garfield, Maurie. Someone was like, yo, Garfield, enjoy that lasagna.
Are you still pissed off, Maurie?
I've never been this angry.
Poor
Like, I want to
Maurie.
know. No, I want to know because you cut the pasta. So clearly you made the rest of the lasagna for somebody else.
No, I did not.
You did not put the rest away in the fridge. I will have you not believe that.
I will have you not believe that.
Everything that one sentence explains why you haven't yet to get a Wordle right. Okay, so
Maurie, I am so proud of you for this
Thank
amazing
you. Yes.
accomplishment. You
Yes.
did it, buddy.
Yeah, you did it, buddy.
Now reap those rewards and eat that lasagna.
Yes.
Meg writes and says, "What a victory, Maurie! Congrats, and congrats, Roz, on putting this to bed. Finally,
Finally. Oh, it is such a weight off my shoulders.
somebody else. I can't wait to see the video of Maurie's reaction.
The weight of a tiny little lasagna has been lifted off my my
OMG,
shoulders.
Roz is such a troll. Do you have a Maurie dinner for two? Question mark.
Yes, it is. It is big enough for 2 spoonfuls. Definitely.
Yeah, if I worked this little for you,
But
how
you,
mad
Maurie,
you'd be
Maurie,
at
can
me
I tell
if
you
I
something?
worked like this little?
Okay, can I tell you something, Maurie, that's going to upset you even more? In order for me to make that tiny little lasagna, I had to go through the entire process as if I was making a giant lasagna.
Oh, no, I get that.
I just didn't make a giant lasagna.
416-870-8888. Hello, Tina. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to congratulate Maurie?
No.
Oh.
Yuck, Roz. Yuck.
What? What'd I do?
Oh, my goodness. No, I feel like I was so excited. I had listened to you talk about your lasagna last week or the week before. And then poor Maurie, I don't know. I was just like, he sounded so sad.
This is like
My heart broke a little for him. And damn it, Matthew, when they played how excited he was that you were going to make it for him, like, come on, Raj, you got to make him a full-size lasagna.
This is like working for a company for 25 years and finally seeing your severance.
Oh, no. It's awful. It's the worst.
Believe me, Maurie, it will not be that big.
Thank you, Tina.
Yeah, thank you.
Have
Yeah,
a wonderful
lots
day.
of people wanted to congratulate Maurie on finally getting his lasagna. Lots
By the
of
way,
people.
just as a friendly reminder of how excited Damn It Matthew was for your lasagna, Roz.
Oh my God. Yes, Roz. I want Roz's meat.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to get it. Yo, Matthew. Not Damn It Matthew.
Okay.
But Roz, a Mocha fan, Matthew. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Just finished up a workout and I'm listening to the radio. And Roz, you did my man dirty. Come on. You did my man dirty.
Come on.
A lasagna's a lasagna, though.
Right?
I mean, how many spoonfuls constitute a true lasagna? That's the question. That's the question.
Honestly, dude, I weighed this in grams.
Yo, Matthew, let me read you guys these two texts, all right?
Yeah.
925-555. Why is Maury so greedy?
A deal's a deal.
Another person put, when you order lasagna on Wish.
So, just to recap, it's lasagna day. So I promised Maury that if we hit a certain temperature degree 5 days in a row below 0 temperatures, I would make him a lasagna. And I spent all night last night making what is basically a lasagna shot. Maury's lasagna is 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Max.
Yeah, so hurry up, Maury. Lasagna's getting cold.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Somebody texted and said, yo, Roz, next time, go smaller.
Right, I tried. Believe me. Maury.
No, I don't understand why you're so proud.
What do you mean?
He stayed up late.
I invented a lasagna shot. No, just come out. We had a deal.
It's a lasagna. I made you lasagna.
No, but you know what? Like a lasagna takes up a dish.
Oh, please.
Takes up a whole dish.
Another
Right.
text at 925-555. Damn it, Maury should start his own free lasagna convoy until Roz makes him full one.
Yeah, get it. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I think people should be happy for Maury, but they're actually quite angry with me, which is surprising.
Yeah. We all invested our time listening to this lasagna saga. We are all disappointed and feel Maury's pain.
Oh, come on.
I'm not going to read that one. That one's really mean.
Oh, to me or to Maury?
To Maury.
Oh.
But there are a lot. Somebody said, poor Maury, I actually feel so sad for him. Roz, you did him dirty. Roz, you're horrible. Roz, you were always my favorite until today. You did Damn It Matthew and Damn It Maury dirty. Somebody else wrote, not cool, Roz. Another text at 925-555. Oh, Roz, you did him wrong.
Yeah.
Make him a full one.
Oh, jeez, stop it.
I love you, Roz, but this is the meanest thing you've ever done to Damn It Maury.
Right. It's up there for sure.
Yeah,
I'll
Roz,
admit
you
that.
did Maury dirty.
Yes.
Maury's so angry he can't talk properly.
No, Maury, how are you feeling right now? How you feel? Before we end all of this, I need to just know your feelings.
I was really
honestly.
No, honestly, I was so excited to have a ton of lasagna from you. I was gonna have some now, put some away for tomorrow.
You still can.
Yeah, you still can. You
just have half of it now.
Yeah.
No, but once this is done, then I'm
just
never
all
getting
food,
it again.
Once you're done your food, then it's done.
Yeah.
No, I was in my mind planning on sitting on your front steps until you give me one.
I need you to be honest right now.
No,
Like,
I'm
I'm
actually
not-
really upset.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Why,
somebody
though?
else texted
Why?
real quick before your answer.
Yeah.
Someone says, Ross, that's a real bitch move.
Okay, Maury, explain your feelings right now.
That's it. I
Deepest
get it's
dying.
funny. I just wanted lots.
Right. Okay.
Matthew says that, huh?
Okay. I know. Okay.
Look, I get it. It's not I should be upset, but I wanted, I was looking forward to having, lots.
Okay. So as we're wrapping this up.
You are legitimately upset right now.
Yeah, I feel like a child that's not getting his full ice cream.
Right. Is there anything nice you want to say to me at all, Maury?
I say nice things to you all the time. How about you say something nice to me?
Okay, Maury, are you looking at your cameras right now?
I am.
Okay, here. Come and get your damn lasagna, bunk. Come on, baby.
Yo, just for
Come
proof.
on, baby.
Yo, that looks heavy. Just
Right?
for proof. Here,
Yeah,
measure it so
okay.
he knows.
Yes,
So he knows.
I know.
Take
This
a
is a
tape measure.
giant lasagna that I actually made for Maury.
So what do I do with the shot?
What's that? Bring that home to Matthew.
What do you do
Okay,
with the
Maury,
shot?
you'll be happy to know that this is a full size 13.5 inch.
Finally.
Okay, so come and get your damn lasagna.
Look at that, and legit, and that looks like
And
a
this
very
is a
heavy lasagna.
Maury.
See,
Okay.
that's what you want.
Okay.
Congratulations, Damon Maury.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday was Lasagna Day here on the Roz and Mocha Show. Lasagna Day.
Just for context, in case you're wondering if you've dipped in a couple of times throughout the last couple of years and heard us talk like an excessive amount about lasagna. This is what happened was years ago, 3 years ago, I think it was maybe even longer. I made Maurie a lasagna, and I gave Maurie a lasagna to bring home. It was over the holidays. His whole family enjoyed it. And since then, he's been begging me to make him another lasagna. But I was like, no, it's a lot of work, and it's not cheap. And he would always ask me at the wrong time of year, like during a heat wave, right? I'm like, who wants to do that? So I had said years ago that the next time we get to 5 days in a row where it's consistently below 0 temperatures, I'll make you a lasagna. But it turns out we had some real crazy winters the last couple of years where we haven't had this in years. It hasn't been 5 days below 0, believe it or not, in a very long time in a row. And so we hit that last week. And so I made Maurie lasagna. But what I did was I made Maurie like a lasagna shot. I made him the smallest, tiniest little lasagna. It was 3.5 inches by 2 inches in a miniature little bread tray. And he was pissed. Mm-hmm. And then we kept this going on all day yesterday.
However, some nutritionists would look at that tin and how deep that tin is, right?
Yes.
And say, the amount of lasagna in there is enough for one serving.
Right. So, Maurie, you were pissed yesterday.
Oh, was I ever?
Okay. So, Maurie was so upset yesterday. All that work for nothing. Crushed. And then at the end of the show, I revealed that I actually made Maurie a whole lasagna, everything else.
Then happy again.
Yes. But when he went home to Matthew, I guess Maurie decided to,
troll Matthew.
To troll Matthew the same way that I trolled Maurie.
Well, you look like you had so much fun. So.
Hi. I present to you a lasagna from Roz.
Are you kidding me? That's not real. It's like a micro machine. Oh my god. What am I going to do with that? Are we supposed to split that?
I mean, if we cut it down the middle.
This is a bite-sized brownie.
We have to make the best of this. This is what we got.
Oh, well, I mean,
can I
maybe
eat it all
sending
myself?
you a message. You need to go on a diet.
Matthew, what if I just eat this for me? Do you need any?
At this point, you know what? Morsels. Yeah, I'll take half of that. I've been waiting years for this. Years. I don't know what's worse, that damn lockbox with $100 in it or this. I don't know, that Roz. He's getting a little stingy lately.
Should we say thank you to Roz?
Thank you, but can you give me another, a bigger one? I'd like to enjoy this. It was actually good. Look, the dog wants it. I would like a bite at least, but I would like to save it for lunch.
Well, I'm hungry now.
I'm going to contact Roz myself.
So,
by the way, Matthew did not contact me himself.
So damn it, Matthew, pissed,
yes,
but still very much intrigued.
Right.
Which takes us to later in the day in the condo of the Dammits.
Matthew, dinner.
This is dinner, more like crumb.
Well, we're making the best of it, so let's
Prisoners,
enjoy.
In jail get more food than this.
Well, why are you on your phone?
I'm ordering Uber Eats. This is not going to fill me up.
Well, at least try and see if it fills you up. What are you ordering?
Something. I need, carbs with this little crumb that I'm eating here.
Okay, take your first
It's still
bite.
the same amount of trouble. If you went through all that hard work to make it, whether you're making a little piece or a big, giant friggin' tray of it, it's still the same amount of work to me because you have to, brown the meat, do the...
Cut a bite.
I need a toothpick. I don't think a fork fits this.
You ready? We waited years for this. Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
When Harry met Sally, I feel like Meg Ryan. It's good. He knows how to make lasagna.
Okay, eat your last bite.
I'm done. There's nothing else left.
Are you full?
What kind of a dumb question is that? Am I full? Can you go back to him and ask him, I'll pay him to make a full tray. It's really good.
So wait, Maurie, where was the big lasagna this whole time?
It was at the bottom of the fridge behind his celery juice.
Oh, my God. So Maurie hid it in the fridge so Matthew wouldn't find it.
Yeah.
Right.
Matthew
okay.
still pissed, satisfied, but still pissed.
Yes.
And the saga continues.
So
Matthew.
What?
So Maurie walks into Matthew's office while Matthew is working. And Maurie walks in with a giant plate with a huge piece of lasagna on it, eating it in front of him, waiting for Matthew to notice.
Matthew.
What?
Do you have 2 seconds to spell check a couple of things for me in a moment?
You want me to what?
Can you spell check a couple of things for me in a moment?
Am I gonna? There's Google. Go use Google. What are you bothering me for?
Because you write for a living.
Oh my God, Maurie. Can you leave me alone? Like, honestly, I just want to finish this. What? How could you still be eating lasagna?
No,
You haven't finished that little piece.
No, I got another piece from the fridge. I was hungry.
Another piece.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. There's a whole tray in the fridge. Ross sent us home with a whole tray.
You're lying.
No.
There's a whole tray.
Yeah.
So I had a crumb, and you think my dinner is going to be the crumb, but you don't tell me this till now, and you're eating it. And I ordered Uber Eats, spent money, didn't have to, and you tell me this now, and you're even eating it. You don't even tell me, like...
I totally forgot, and then I went and I got myself a slice.
You did this on purpose. I hate you right now. Honestly, I'm so over this. Honestly.
There's some in there if you want some. Just help yourself.
Where was that hidden?
Behind your celery juice. It's in a Staub, like a big Staub tray.
No, I'm married to an idiot. You didn't tell me, and then you did this on purpose. So now, like, okay, that's great. That's nice.
It was an oops.
Oh, an oops.
Do you want a little bite? Do you want a little bite?
I hate you. I am going to want a bite. I'm going to want a whole friggin...
Here.
No, don't do that now.
Have a bite.
Maurie, I already ate. I'm going to eat this later. I'm working right now.
Okay.
Okay, great. I'm not talking to you the rest of the night, so don't even bother. Like, you might as well just go to bed.
Oh, poor Matthew.
Oh, man.
Maurie.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sorry, I apologize. I was distracted by the long title of this new Kirsten Bell
this show's so
good. On Netflix, which you watched already, right?
Yeah, I love Kirsten Bell. And this is, to me, Kirsten Bell at her absolute best. And when the show, you watched the whole thing, right, Deepa?
Shit, all 8 episodes.
You did.
Yeah.
By the way, it's called The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
Right.
All 8 episodes available on Netflix today.
And when you don't know what it is, you will now, but when you're unsure of what the show actually was, as I was when I started watching it, like, I didn't know if I was watching a comedy.
Yeah.
I didn't know if, like, Kirsten Bell decided to do something super serious. Like, it took me a while to realize what it was. And as soon as you kind of get into the groove of this, it is so fun. Like,
Because-
it's such a good show.
So I haven't watched this yet. I'm going to start watching tonight.
Yeah.
But based on the trailer alone,
Yes.
and the trailer is brilliant.
Yes.
It set up like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Serious tone.
Yeah.
Very serious tone.
It's the kind of thing where you don't know if somebody is going crazy or if they're the sane one and everybody else has gone crazy, right? Like, it's one of those things where you don't know what world you're watching.
So Deepa had a chance to talk to Kirsten Bell and Tom Riley. Tom Riley plays Kirsten Bell's neighbor, I believe.
He also lives across the street.
In the he lives across the street.
Yes.
So Deepa had a chance to talk to the two of them about this new show on Netflix called The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
How long did it take for all of you to memorize the title of the show? Because it's so long. So, Tom, I want to start with you. How long did it take you to memorize it?
I mean, we've been asked this a lot, and I think it obviously means like it's working. Because when we originally were shooting this, it was The Woman in the House was the title that we were calling it. So we started by learning half of it.
So days wise, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20.
20 days. It took 20
days. And Kristen, I know you had a role in lengthening the title, right? So give us a little bit of the insider story for that one.
I don't want to take too much credit. I vocalized my opinions on why the title should stay long. So when we were pitching this project, before any of the episodes were written, it was The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. And then when we started printing the scripts and hiring the actors and shooting the show, it was just felt like too much. It was just too much to get through. So each script said The Woman in the House. And then I never considered ever calling it anything different. I just thought we were doing that for efficiency. And then when, you're going into the actual broadcasting of a show, there are boxes it needs to fit into. You need to make sure that your viewers can say the title and search it easily. There's a whole bunch of business stuff that I don't understand. But my point of view was basically I wanted to get on the phone with everyone involved and say how passionate I was about keeping this title long, because it is the absolute perfect indicator of tone. Just like Michael said, it's necessary, because I've never said the title to anyone and not had the person listening just giggle.
Yeah.
And then when you go on Netflix, so I logged into my Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it shows up as like the featured title,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
Yeah.
And all the words fit perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
I know, but it's like when you have a super long name and you got to fill out passport papers, right? You're like, well, there's not enough squares.
I know. And then it almost becomes unbelievable. Deepa, by the way, talking to Kristen Bell and Tom Riley about this new show on Netflix.
Okay, here's the thing. Everybody's problems wouldn't have even happened or been a thing if they just shut their blinds in the show. I was watching this and I was yelling at my TV screen, like, just shut the blinds. So if there is one thing that you would do with your blinds open, you're like, yeah, I don't care if people are looking at me. And one thing that you would do with your blinds closed, it could be spicy, it could be sexy, anything you want. What would those things be, Kristen? Let me start with you.
Well, I will say when I was in college, my blinds were open and in the courtyard, they faced my boyfriend at the time and I saw him cheating on me and I called him and I broke up with him. And that was intense at the time.
Wait,
but,
are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. But it's not as dramatic as it sounds because I'm still friends with him and I love him very much. We're 19 years old.
Did you see him taking the call from you, telling him you were breaking up with him? Nice.
Wait, what did that breakup sound like when you
really
when you
quick. I
address
said,
that?
What are you doing? And he was like, nothing. I go, really? He goes, yeah, nothing. I go, okay. Well, shut your shades. Yeah. Cold. But I love him now. I love him. I'm still friends with him. But what I would do behind my own blinds is exactly what I'd do if they were open, I think, because I'm an oversharer. I'm like a TMI kind of person.
So does that include sexy time or no sexy time?
I mean, I guess, but we're like grandparents now, so I don't even know who would care if the blinds were open. Maybe our kids if they were in the yard.
That is Kristen Bell, the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. All 8 episodes are available right now on Netflix.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Deepa, good interview with Kristen Bell.
Thank you.
I find it wild that you cannot watch a movie where 2 people kiss, but you ask Kristen Bell if she screws her husband with the blinds open.
See, the thing is, I don't have to watch it. She could tell me if she does it or not, so it doesn't emotionally
But to
impact
even
me
just
in
be
any way.
curious about that, like you won't watch 2 actors kiss in a show, and you're asking the woman if she does it with her husband with the blinds open.
I feel like I need to have everybody's best interest in mind because I feel like people would want to know if they do that.
Right.
So
I don't even think,
that's what
now that I
happened.
think about it, with the way that Deepa is, I'm not 100% convinced, Deepa, that you can even see through your windows. Are they boarded up?
They're actually wide open. My blinds are fully open right now because there's nothing that happens in this house that people
Oh,
shouldn't be able to
come
see.
on now.
Yeah.
Newlyweds.
Yeah.
You're so wild.
I know. Does the plywood covering up the windows match the plywood divider that you and Thalal have in the bed?
You know, aesthetics and everything, so yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Come on, Roz. Bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, how you doing?
How you doing?
I gotta play this for you.
Yeah.
When you get hangry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get hangry where you're almost taking it out on other people, or you get really, really upset? Are you that type of person when you get hangry?
Do not get hangry.
At all.
Ever.
And you don't really eat throughout the day anyway, right?
No, I enjoy normally. Yesterday I had a couple pepperoni sticks yesterday,
That's it?
sort of mid-morning.
Man, that's not nutritious.
That's
not gonna help you get through the day.
I didn't say I had I'm not that's not my thing, man. A lot of other people are, eating the good stuff, right?
I got to eat every 3 hours.
You do, huh?
Yeah,
See, I
every
can't.
3 to 4 hours.
No, I have
even if it's
one-
a snack.
One good big meal a day is what I do.
In the afternoon, if I have a granola bar, or I'll have an apple.
Really,
right?
huh?
I need to have something every 3 hours.
Here's how not hungry I get.
Okay.
One day last week when I didn't have to do the TV show, I went home and I was kind of hungry. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry. So I made a sandwich. I had a chicken sandwich with just on a bun, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of lettuce, everything else. I had that at 12:30 in the afternoon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did not eat again and forced myself to eat at 9:45 because that one chicken sandwich was enough for me for the day.
No, too long.
Yeah.
I will have, after we wrap up the show, I'll have a little something right before we leave or when I'm in the car.
Really?
Yeah. And then I will eat again, maybe an hour and a half, like a full lunch, an hour and a half later. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of food.
Like yesterday, I had chicken breast, half a steak, 2 eggs, and sweet potato.
For what? What
Lunch.
time? For lunch.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then like 4 hours later, I had dinner.
Like a full dinner?
Yeah.
I made dinner at 3:30.
Pasta.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't know about you, like Shem and Dan and Maury, when you guys get hangry. For me, when I get like super hungry and I just shut down. I just get quiet.
Oh, I get angry.
And
I
upset.
get
Yeah.
mad.
I don't yell, but I just get like the hunger pains.
Well, you guys have seen me on a cleanse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but that's not a cleanse.
That's
No, I mean,
starvation.
you see
though.
how angry I get.
Yeah, but that's starvation, though.
I'm having an artisanal charcuterie right now.
Let me play this for you. This is probably the hangriest I have ever heard someone in my entire life.
Okay.
It's this woman. I don't know. She's yelling. She's kind of yelling at everybody that's in the car with her.
Okay.
She's sitting shotgun. She's in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I don't know if the person driving is a friend of hers or if the person driving is like an Uber. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she's got 3 friends sitting in the back, and one of them is filming, and they're all laughing at her.
Okay.
But listen to this.
I worked 10 hours! All I want is Wingstop! That's a little Why? That's a little excessive. CEO of Angry. I'm starving, Swin! What did you eat today? I ate nothing! Nothing!
So look at Shem's eyes right now. Oh my God.
I love I really do. I really love when people say starving. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny. It's so funny to me. So she just wanted wings, right?
Yeah, she wanted Wingstop.
I think that also it's very difficult in a situation like that to differentiate between what is actually hangry and what is actually a-hole.
That's both.
Okay.
Right there. This is absolutely both.
I worked 10 hours! All I want is Wingstop! That's a little Why? That's a little excessive.
Yeah.
CEO of Angry. I'm starving, Swin! What did you eat today? I ate nothing! Nothing!
Okay.
I worked 10 hours.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm starving. I worked a full day, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I'm starving now.
So next
Okay.
time you get hangry and you feel like taking it out on someone, maybe just simmer down a sec and think about this woman.
I worked 10
Oh my
hours!
God.
All I want is Wingstop! That's a little Why? That's a little excessive. CEO of Angry. I'm starving, Swin! What did you eat today? I ate nothing! Nothing!
I love that her friends have zero compassion for her.
None.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't want to shovel anymore, man.
No?
My back is still sore, and I don't know what happened to it.
From 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think
Age,
so.
man.
Yeah, it might be. But like it's... I don't know what I did. And I also
You didn't lift with your knees.
No, I do lift with my knees, right? But then I have to stop because then my knees get sore, right? So then I try
That's
and put, age. Yeah, thanks, right? You know,
High five, Mocha.
Stuff starts breaking down, but no, I don't know what I did to my back not that long ago. But my back I never have a sore back.
That's age.
But I pulled it. Thank you, Maury. But I pulled it doing
It's because you
something,
slouch
man.
so much.
I think it is,
Right?
yeah.
And I think that you're slouching. It doesn't only
Yeah.
happen when you're sitting.
Yeah.
It's now progressed to when you're standing
Bro.
and possibly when you're walking.
Bro, I slouch so much. I slouch when I'm lying down.
How do you slouch when you're lying down?
Okay, imagine you're slouching
You are
right now.
permanently like the letter S.
Yeah, I slouch when I like when I sleep. Okay, so what's the best way I can describe this? Imagine you're lying down. Okay, okay. So imagine.
Let me lie down on the ground.
Imagine you're lying down. Okay, actually lie down then. Yeah.
On my left or my right side?
You're right. Always you're right. Jesus, what are you trying to do? Keep me up all night? Always. Always on your right. If you're in your car right now, do this too. Just lie down.
Okay.
Whatever.
So I'm laying out on my.
Okay, so you're lying down on your right side.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so with your shoulders, make sure your shoulders are all the way forward.
Okay.
Like all the way forward. Like hunch them forward so your back is almost in like a C position, right? And then with your neck, I want you to take your head. You know when you do like the moves like pigeons do, like when you're emulating a pigeon where you just like push your chin forward, right? I want you to take your chin and push it all the way forward, right? Hurts. And then just drop your forehead a little tiny bit and hunch your shoulders forward.
Bro, I don't know how you
Right?
do this.
So you get
This
a double
hurts
so
so
you
much.
and so when you feel that you have a double chin, you know you're doing it right.
Wait, but that's all day, every day.
Right. Exactly.
Honestly?
So that's how I sleep, and that's how I wake up every day.
Are your legs straight or are your knees bent?
So my knees are my hips are sort of forward, but my legs are kind of back. If that makes any sense, like an S almost.
No way.
And
Bro,
then I
this is
bend
like
at the knee, and then I bend at the knee.
This is like the letter Z.
Right. I know. I'm starting to I'm starting to think I need hinges as opposed to just being able to bend.
You know how to
right?
fix you right up?
Like-
WD-40.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know how I do it, but I wake up sore every day.
Does Catherine
Like,
try and straighten you out at night?
No, not at night because she's just so tired. But like if I'm sitting at the
man.
table, she'll walk up and just like put one hand
Is
on,
it because
on
you're
my...
tall and you have so much body?
I think it's this. I really do. I think a lot of my posture problems have become, and I don't mean sort of metaphorically, I mean actually physically, which is my whole life I've been looking down on people. Okay? What?
Well, come on.
No, you know what I mean, though. Okay, I don't mean like looking down on you as a human, as a person. I mean,
But you also mean that.
I mean
a little
looking.
bit.
I mean looking down on you as a person. Okay, you have to understand. Okay, listen. Okay, this is what it's like to. You want to know the hell that it's like to be me? Okay,
please enlighten us.
Okay, so imagine this right now. So stand right there the way you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, most conversations. Imagine 80% of the conversations that you're going to have in life. Okay, tilt your head down like that.
Bro,
Live your life like that.
You're not looking that down.
Bro, when I talk to people, like if I talk to Catherine, my head is down. My head is down when I talk to you.
We're not that. It's not that.
Okay, 80, same thing. 80% of my life, I'm looking down on people.
You're putting like your chin. What you're describing right now is you're putting your chin directly on your chest.
What about when you talk to kids?
What? Yeah, no, then I squat, right? You know what I mean?
There you go.
I'm not getting sore for a group of kids. I don't know.
Maybe you should just start squatting from now on.
You think I'm gonna crink my neck for a kid that's not mine? Hell no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It's the first day of Black History Month, and you'll be seeing a lot and hopefully learning a lot about Black history in Canada. And Sportsnet is behind a huge initiative led by Donnovan Bennett, who's a writer and host on Sportsnet, also a friend of the Roz and Mocha Show. Another exciting year for you and Sportsnet and helping to celebrate and educate Black History Month, right?
Yeah, no question. Thank you for having me. And I think, sadly, you know, the operative word there is educate, because certainly when I was in school, and to a lesser extent, but still to a certain extent now, there isn't a huge amount of education in Black History Month. So with my platform, you know, I figured, can we educate a little bit with some great stories? Can we humanize people? And, you know, a group of people, you know, that being Black people and specifically Black Canadians with the storytelling, and quite frankly, can we give some Black content creators a platform to tell the stories they want to tell the way they want to tell them? So that's what we've endeavored to do once again this year. But I don't know about you guys, you know, I'm of the same age-ish. When I was in school, the Black history you learned was American history. It wasn't rooted in Canadian stories. And so for us, being able to shine a spotlight on the Black history being made in sports was really important.
Over the last couple of years, it really seemed there was a shift, and I'm looking at this from somebody who grew up with very little in the way of Black History Month taught to them in school. There seemed to be a shift in the last couple of years where when Black History Month would roll around, you tend to get the same stories centered around the same topics and the same people kind of year after year, the sort of giants of that world. And in the last couple of years, I've had my mind open and blown with people choosing to sort of center and pay attention to and give a platform to people throughout history who have done like incredible things where after I hear the story or I see the video or I read the article, I'm like, how did we not know about that person?
You hit it, the nail right on the head. And I do think that the approach has been a little encyclopedic, if that is a word. If not, I just made it up.
Yep.
We tell, these stories and they're all of the ilk of a Canadian heritage moment. And one, like how many people really relate to that type of content? But two, how many stories are we missing that, need to be unearthed? And how many stories are going on right now? History that's being made right now. So again, when we reflect after the racial reckoning, of spring of 2020, it's crazy we're now in 2022, after George Floyd's passing, part of the conversations we had was the lack of humanity for that person, but the lack of humanity for Black people more broadly, and why the anti-Black racism conversation was so important. So if we can infuse more humanity in more Black people to show that they're not a monolith, to your point, we'll do a great job of unearthing those stories that we quite frankly don't tell because we're lazy. We go to the well and we tell the same stories over and over again.
Donnovan Bennett from Sportsnet on the Roz and Mocha Show. What can you tell the people listening to our show right now? What are some of the stories that you are telling? Who are some of the key people that you're talking about, that you're shedding a light on and helping introduce to the rest of the world?
I can tell you it's fire. All of it. It's all fire. Sportsnet.ca /, I always mess that up. BHM is where you can get the content. And, I think we're certainly telling stories about people, present day people. But I think the shift this year is a lot of the content creators wanted to talk about issues, right? Overarching issues. There's a beautiful piece coming out towards the end of the month about Black hair for females and the types of things they have to do to get ready for competition in sport with Black hair. And another thing that they have to deal with. We're talking to, some Somali and really more broadly Muslim athletes about being a double minority, being Black and Muslim, and how do you fit in that space as well. And we did a story with the Hockey Diversity Alliance talking about their experiences in the game. Many people have seen, their Budweiser Tape Out Hate campaign. Well, we're kind of allowing them to have some room to breathe, to tell those stories longer than a 30-second spot. And one of the ones that I'm personally really excited about is we talked to a bunch of Raptors, Pascal Siakam, Precious Achiuwa, OG Anunoby, Masai Ujiri, about the rise of African culture right now. You guys know how many great songs have African influences. Afro-pop is dominating my streaming service in a way that wasn't the case when we were a kid. What are the reaches of that, where we're seeing the infusion in fashion, certainly in sports and basketball and music, the rise of African culture? Really, when we think about the continent, it's often about poverty, about disease, and how they're reforming how people think of Africa as a nation, given the legacy of Nelson Mandela. So we're really talking about, some macro issues of the Black experience. And I think that's what makes this initiative cool.
Donnovan Bennett, thank you so much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show. We have so much love for you here. Remind people again, when they head over to sportsnet.ca, exactly where they go to get this content.
Yeah, so every Tuesday, we will have a bunch of the content rolling out new on our website, sportsnet.ca. But for all of the content throughout the month, sportsnet.ca /BHM is where you can find it.
Much love to you, brother. Thank you so much.
You too. Appreciate you guys, and always appreciate you guys having these conversations.
No, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man.
You're the best, man. Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Oscar, it's Roz and Mocha. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, buddy. What's going on? Why are you reaching out?
I'm reaching out because there's been a lot of tension in the house between my girlfriend and I ever since we've had a baby.
Ooh, it says Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. hey, I'm a new dad to my little boy, and I love him so much. My girlfriend, on the other hand, has turned a full 180 on me when it comes to our son. What do I do? What do you mean by that? Pull the full 180 on you?
So originally, she had a C-section, so I had to take care of both her and the kid for the first few weeks. And during those first few weeks, I want to say about 3-4 weeks, she's like, oh, you're the best dad ever. You're always on top of everything, taking care of us. But after those few weeks, I had to get back to work. So once I got back to work, I didn't have as much time all the time. So I got home around 6 p.m., sometimes later, and I couldn't always take care of him. Obviously, I'd come take care of him, let her sleep. But she would always be like, oh, you're handing him off, or you don't have time for him anymore, and stuff like that, and just looking to start fights.
So I'm wondering if it's, a lot of the emotion that comes with being a parent for the very first time, and your lack of sleep, or her lack of sleep, and feeling like she is the sole provider, or the one that needs to tend to the baby the most. Like maybe the stress of all that is weighing on her as well.
Well, I know I did suggest that I would do we do swap nights. So I would come home after work and I would watch him until about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd bring him into his crib. He'd sleep. This way she can get early sleep, go to bed around 8, wake up around when he wakes up at 2, 3, and then I would get the rest of the sleep and go into work. She's not a huge fan of that. She wants to go to bed together.
God, it's and how old's the kid?
He's 7 weeks now.
7 weeks. First of all, you have to know that everything that you guys are going through is 100% normal. Like 100% normal. This is no real cause for concern. Millions of people have had this conversation before you do. I think that there's always going to be the divide between your wife's job with the kid is always going to be 24/7, where your job is going to be perceived as being 9 to 5, right? So you will always look like sort of you're getting off easy. And when you come home, you may feel that you don't have the ability to say that you had a bad day or that you're also tired, right? And I think that you guys need to know where those triggers are in the house and as a couple. I think that you need to know what sets her off, and she needs to know what sets you off. And this all comes down to communication. But what you're fighting about and the sort of disagreements, the area that you want to avoid really is taking care of a baby with any sort of competitive nature, right? Or scorekeeping. You don't want to get into the world of, I changed him 9 times today. You only changed him 3. I dealt with a massive up the back, poop explosion today, and you didn't have to do that. I've had to shower 3 times. But you don't want to get into that, the scorekeeping, right? And avoid that. And I think that all of this only happens because you need to discuss this stuff together as a couple. I don't think that you can ignore things or navigate your way through these triggers or landmines. I think that you need to sit down and actually have these conversations as a couple. So when she says to you, I always feel like you're handing the kid off to me, that needs to be a conversation. And when she is overwhelmed, that needs to be a conversation. But I think that one of the things you can do is, and I know it's going to be difficult, like really difficult, but I think alone time with the kid is invaluable time. So even if it is you get home from work, and even if she jumps in the car and literally, dude, just goes for a drive for 45 minutes, right? She gets out of the house. She doesn't hear what's going on. She gets time alone. You get time alone with the kid. So I think alone time, even in small amounts, is really, really important.
Right. That is a very good thought on it. The only thing is she doesn't know how to drive, and it's snow all over the place, right?
Sure,
so really
sure, but
outside of the house.
Sure, you know what I mean. Like maybe a friend, maybe who knows?
Maybe
who knows what that looks like in your house, right?
Maybe you just have to ask her. Like if you were to have alone time, or I would love for you to have some alone time.
Exactly. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, what does that mean? What is it that you would love to do more than anything right now? Because I think, a lot of her feelings, and I'm sure we're going to get texts from moms who are listening to this right now who know the feeling that your girlfriend is going through. She may be feeling a little overwhelmed when you're not there because it's all on her.
Right.
Which is why the first few weeks, everything was okay because you were there to help out. When you're out of the house, it's literally her by herself. And she is thinking not only about being alone with the kid, but also she's got to feed that kid. She's got to change that kid. Laundry needs to get done. You know, food needs to get made, not only for, you know, the survival of your child, but also like who's going to do the laundry in the house for the household? Who's going to take care of the cooking, the meals for the household? So there's probably a lot of other stuff that's weighing on her mind when she is there by herself, right? But again, you won't know any of that until you have a full-out conversation with her.
And we don't know, like, you know, we could get into all the sort of specifics about, you know, what's going on in the house and where she feels that she's doing more and where you may be dropping the ball in her eyes. But if you don't see it that way, like if you really feel that you are doing the most that you can, both, you know, with your time and emotionally for her and the kid, then you have to have that conversation, because then you guys just aren't aligned on things and you need to sort of realign. This is brand new for the two of you, and you're both going through an incredible amount of stress, as wonderful as it is to have a baby. But 7 weeks when you're already having these conversations, one, again, totally normal, but it's no joke. And you guys need to team up again.
Does that help, Oscar?
Yeah, that helps.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Aren't babies great?
Yeah, no, he truly is, honestly. He's amazing. I can't, like, he's starting to smile and he's starting to find his own laugh now, so it's adorable.
All right, buddy. Don't worry. You guys are going to get through this. Just talk about it, okay?
All right, will do. Thank you.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
I got to play you this clip. There's a woman who lost out on a job because of her outgoing voicemail message. So a guy called her to offer her a job or to talk to her about a job, and heard her, hey, it's so-and-so message, and based on her, hey, it's so-and-so message, left her a message saying this.
Yes, Miss Jones, I recommend if you apply for a job and you expect somebody to call you, that you have a more appropriate response on your voicemail. So thank you for applying, and no need to give us a call back here at Harris Theater. Thank you, bye-bye.
Oof.
Let me guess. A song she put on, like, is there like a song?
So
like a filthy
okay,
song?
are we still at that point? Because we'll play it for you in a second. The what was so inappropriate, right? But are we at that point now? Because I know it drives me crazy that Maurie still has the guy from, what is it, Saw on his voicemail, and he uses that number for show, like for this show.
So many compliments on this.
Yeah,
it
right.
is it's so inappropriate.
As soon as I hear the voicemail, I don't wait.
I just stopped calling him.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So here's the question. Is there still a level of something that could be considered unprofessional or inappropriate when you're leaving your voicemail?
It's your own personal voicemail.
I know, but when you're applying for jobs and stuff, as I'm sure Maurie is too.
Mr. LinkedIn, always updating.
Always
and those
updating
are the people
LinkedIn.
that are complimenting me.
Always updating LinkedIn.
I remember I can't remember what it was on my voicemail, like years and years ago.
Yes.
I had something that, not that it was inappropriate, but I was applying for other gigs, other jobs.
Right.
And I figured if someone was going to call, the voicemail that I had at the time really was not appropriate.
Okay.
Right? I wanted somebody to take me seriously.
Okay. So let's go back. Let's play him again. Let's play him again real quick, because I want you to hear the tone in his voice, and I want you to know just how offended he was. Okay. So here he is again.
Yes, Miss Jones, I recommend if you apply for a job and you expect somebody to call you, that you have a more appropriate response on your voicemail. So thank you for applying, and no need to give us a call back here at Harris Theater. Thank you, bye-bye.
Oh,
but
okay.
by the way, Harris Teeter, by the way, is a supermarket chain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
What?
Did she do, because I had this once.
Okay.
Forever ago.
Okay.
Did she do the classic, hello?
No, nobody does that. You think I sound old?
Hello? Right? And you
I know people that still have that.
Yeah, hello?
Old people.
And they're like, got him. I'm not around. Leave a message.
Why can't we have fun anymore?
So here is Zanea Jones' outgoing voicemail.
Okay.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nye, and I'm back with another banging banger. I'm sorry I couldn't answer the phone. Please leave your name, number. Yeah, you know I like Gail. What happened? Gail.
What's wrong with that?
This is like the intro to her YouTube channel.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nye, and I'm back with another banging banger.
Before we proceed, make sure you hit subscribe.
Right?
But wouldn't you want somebody fun like that working for you?
I don't know how inappropriate that was.
That
Like,
doesn't
that's
sound
certainly not
Based
like,
on this guy's reaction,
Yeah.
the voicemail that he left,
yeah.
this is a lot tamer than what I assumed.
Thank
right?
you.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nye, and I'm back with another banging banger.
Right?
I don't even know what she's saying. but
Everything I'm talking about, you can find in the description below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think.
she does, but I think that she just sounds like a young woman, and that's just the way that they do these
So
things.
are you saying
right?
that we now have to just say, hi, it's Roz.
I'm not saying
available.
anything.
Leave a message.
Well, have you heard mine before?
Yeah, it's
Yours
pretty much
is
that.
just straight up. I'm not around. Leave a message.
Is it still? Yeah,
That's still is,
because
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard my voicemail.
Not
Yeah.
around.
I hear it
Leave a
5 times a day.
Call mine right now. Call mine right now.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You sure?
call mine right now. Yeah, why not? Don't say my phone number.
Oh. No?
Say it.
No. Because I think mine's pretty normal.
Yeah, 4-1.
I don't sound grumpy on it.
You don't sound
Right?
happy.
Well, yeah, but I don't deliberately sound grumpy. Like I think I sound cheerful,
No.
right? I sound cheerful.
Hey, I'm not around. Leave a message.
No, that sounds pretty unhappy.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm not around. Leave a message.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That just screams happiness right there.
Also didn't get the job.
Hey, I'm not around. Leave a message.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
He's
Also-
Roz. I'm Mocha. What's up?
Make sure you park your car in a way that nobody's going to come and siphon the gas out of it.
Yo!
Gas is very expensive today.
I drove by one gas station today, 151.
151?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Going above and beyond, because I think most stations are at 150.
Yeah, something like that. What does it
Not
cost you
good.
normally to fill your car, Maury? Maury, you drive a Yaris.
Yeah, now it's about $42.
Oh my God.
I filled it up like over a week ago. I'm still at half a tank.
Yeah, but you only drive, like, you go from work to home,
But
but your
even-
drive is 8 minutes.
But even when I drive to Burlington to visit my dad, it's like less than a dot.
Yeah. My, what does it cost to fill your car? No.
$97.
$97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't front that.
Actually, no. It cost, sorry.
Yeah.
Gas was cheaper last week when I filled. I got to
Right.
fill again, I think today maybe. No, I filled on Monday.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper than what it is now. Then it cost me $97. I'm going to
Right.
have to fill either on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
It'll cost over $100 probably.
And how long does it last you?
1 week. I
One
filled
week.
my tank once a week.
And your commute is how long each way?
45 minutes.
Okay, so my truck costs me same as yours, almost $100.
Mhm.
My commute in every day is like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like a little pottering around during the week, never leaving the city or anything like this. And I burn through that in a week.
Woo! What?
Yeah.
My gas.
No,
if you're not doing
yeah. My truck. It's like you can see. No joke. If I'm on the 401 or
Mhm.
any big highway, you can see the gas gauge move.
Really?
Yeah, like no joke. It is so brutal on gas. Like brutal on gas.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about you guys, but I budget yearly for.
You budget yearly.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I know I got to
You're
fill.
so good with stuff like that.
Because I know I have to fill once a week.
Yeah.
Majority of the year.
Yeah.
Summertime, I budget a little bit more
Really?
because we do like road trips and stuff like that. So I know
Yeah.
I may have to fill, as opposed to every 7 days, I may have to fill
Yeah.
like 1 week I may have to fill on the day 5 or something.
2 weeks
hey,
ago,
Maury,
I
do you-
budgeted $5 for my gas. I went to the gas station. I could only put $5.
Hey, Maury, do you know how to budget anything that's not covered in chocolate for a year?
Absolutely not. Mocha's talking budgeting and my eyes glazed over.
Your brain glazed over too.
Yeah, so it's brutal out there today. Like
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Too bad you couldn't pay for gas later.
What do you mean?
You know how like
That's called stealing.
No, I mean,
or sorry, I guess borrowing. Well, yeah.
What do you mean pay later?
Yeah.
You know, like installments or something. Like if it,
Like charge it to your credit card and then pay a month later?
yeah, like that.
Why can't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I
Why
guess
can't-
you could. Yeah, okay.
Why can't you do that?
How are you in a position where you could only afford $5 in gas?
Because it was Christmas time, and like I was really in rough.
What do you mean?
Like everyone else, like I bought gifts. I had to buy all this food for the cabin.
But how do you only have $5 available to you?
I didn't. I was at minus $650. So
minus $650 in what?
Like I was in debt. Like I was in the red on
What
my
do you
bank
spend
account.
your money on, dude? Like you
I
make
have no
great
idea.
money. You make great money working here.
Great money.
How
It
long
flies
have you been
out of my
working
account
with?
so fast.
You've been working with us for what, 12 years now?
Yeah.
Right? How is it?
But here's the
that-
thing: I have not done Uber Eats in a while, so I do. I do grocery. Oh my god! Totally. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. I'd like to
Amazing.
thank.
Yeah, that's
okay,
great.
so I haven't done that. I literally when the paycheck goes in, there's an amount that goes to the mortgage, amount that goes to this massive loan payment.
Remind people again what your ice cream budget was last year.
$433.
Wow.
But I budgeted for that.
Wow. Didn't glaze over that one.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You see what McDonald's is doing in the States? I don't know if they're going to bring it over here.
No. Massages?
What?
Nothing.
The what?
Nothing.
Did you say massage?
Yeah.
Like the McMassage? Yeah. More would be all over.
I don't know. People are stressed, man. COVID,
I
right?
would upsize that.
You can't. In the States, this is happening. They're calling it their fan-inspired, quote, menu hacks. So you know when you go to McDonald's and you may get certain items and then you will just hack together your own meal.
Yes.
Right?
No, but also you can go to the board and pick what you want.
Right. So now McDonald's in the States, starting on Monday, are going to have these done for you, presented to you in this way.
Okay.
So, for example, and I've done this for years, where if I get like a breakfast item like McMuffin, right?
Yeah.
I would always get it. The combo comes with a hash brown. I love the hash browns, but I will order an extra hash brown on the side so I can put it in the McMuffin sandwich.
It's classic.
Right? So they're offering that as a menu item.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can just straight up order it.
You can just order it, where the hash brown shows up inside the McMuffin.
I don't mind that.
They have one here that is called the Crunchy Double. I've never done this. Looks delicious. It is a double cheeseburger with McNuggets and barbecue sauce. So it'll go bun,
Yeah.
fixins,
Yeah.
cheese,
Yeah.
patty,
Yeah.
cheese,
Yeah.
patty,
Yeah.
McNuggets
Right.
with barbecue sauce, and then bottom bun.
Okay. Jeez.
Have they done one with fries in there?
They have not. That's the one surprising thing. They haven't done one that's got fries. Maybe
Because that's
because
the one I've seen people do.
Maybe because the fries, because they're so stringy, they may fall out.
Right.
But I would think the
But
one
McNuggets
with the
could fall out.
McNuggets one would fall out too.
Yes. I had somebody one time order me because they just ordered them for themselves years ago. And they used to order a McMuffin, but only without the sausage patty. They would get a burger patty on it.
I think that's on the menu now.
Is it
Is it?
really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
In
Like
the
a Big
States-
Mac, like
yeah.
a hamburger, just
On
patty?
the McMuffin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like two hamburger patties on the McMuffin and then the egg and the cheese and everything else.
So these are the menu hacks that McDonald's is offering
Ooh.
starting on Monday. There's one called the Surf and Turf,
Please.
which is they mash a fish fillet and a double cheeseburger together.
Oh.
That's not okay.
Whoa.
Like tartar sauce and everything.
Oh, I do love tartar sauce though.
I know, but
I do love tartar sauce.
I don't know. I think I had the fish fillet like maybe once.
Yeah.
Right? And that
yeah.
was good.
Yeah,
After
yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Then there's this one. Okay. It's called the Land, Air, and Sea.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go burger bun,
Yeah.
fixins,
Yeah.
like as in like lettuce and mayo.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then you go McChicken,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Then you go burger patty.
Okay.
Under that, pickles, lettuce, mayo.
Right.
Bottom bun,
Okay.
fish fillet.
Oh,
with
God.
tartar sauce.
Oh.
Another burger patty,
Yeah.
cheese, mayo, and lettuce.
Mayo and tartar sauce?
Yeah, and I believe pickles, and then bought a bun.
That's a lot of fat.
That's called a land, air, and sea.
That is a lot of fat, man. That is a creamy, fatty sandwich.
So, I don't know if that is ever going to show up in Canada, but that's what McDonald's is doing in the States starting on Monday.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hello, Melissa. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hey.
Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Oh, I've got one for you. Let me tell you.
So when does your story take place?
So it takes place about 8 years ago.
Okay, cool.
I was driving to go drop something off to my dad around Christmas Eve. And I'm there talking to my daughter who's in the back seat of the car. All of a sudden, there's this guy in this car beside me. He starts smiling at me and waving at me. He thinks I'm talking to him. Meanwhile, the whole time I was talking to my daughter.
Okay.
After that, he signaled, like, can I have your number? So I was like, fine, whatever. I gave him my number.
So wait a second. So what do you, like, you just roll down your window and shout your number out at a guy in a car?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Ooh, jeez. Okay.
I know, right?
Was he cute?
He was all right. I mean,
okay.
he was average, but I'm the type of person that doesn't go for looks. It's more about the personality and the heart. I'm old school like that, right?
Okay, but you knew nothing about him.
No, I knew nothing about him.
Okay.
He knew nothing about me.
A guy in a car on Christmas Eve. Make a love connection.
Right?
Yeah, go for it. Why
I'm
not?
like, who
Why not?
knows where this is going to go? So I gave him my number. We started talking. Next thing you know, a couple of weeks into it, we started dating. Everything seemed to be, like, going really great. Then he starts telling me that I can't talk to people on social media. I can't have Facebook. I can't have Instagram. And I'm like, why?
Did he have Facebook and Instagram and social media or no?
No,
Okay.
he didn't.
Okay.
But then I found out, he finally then told me that he had a daughter with his ex. So I guess like the mother of his kid.
Yeah.
So she had social media. So his defense was that he didn't want me to have it because he doesn't want her to cause drama in my life.
Okay.
So did you end up like ditching all social media then for this guy?
Like a loser that I was, I did. It was just, I didn't really close down my social media as I just put it on hold for 30 days.
Okay.
Now, at this point, are you telling friends and family that you met this new guy and that this is what's going on?
My dad lives with me, so he knows what's going on. Like, he knows the situation. Then he started being a little sketchy and sneaky. So then some red flags just popped up. So I'm like, you know what? Let me unpause my social media and do some investigation.
Okay.
So I did some investigations, and one of the red flags that popped up was he told me that his sister, out of nowhere, he tells me his sister's pregnant and she's having a baby.
Okay, that's good news.
So I'm like, that's awesome. You're going to be an uncle. That's amazing, blah, 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 right? So I go on social media and I'm doing this investigation. I then find out his nephew is not his nephew. His nephew is his son.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So his sister was not having a kid. It was like his baby mama. The mother. Oh, yeah.
Did he even have a sister or he made her up?
Oh, no. He has sisters, but she wasn't pregnant. It was
Convenient. Convenient.
Wait. But like in the time that you guys were talking or getting together, like was he going to your place or were you going to his place or like where would you meet up?
He was coming to my house. We were going to movies. We were going to dinner.
So you never went to where he lives?
Never.
What did he tell you about where he lives?
So he told me he lived with his mom.
Yeah.
He lived in the basement of where his mom and his ex lived.
So wait a second. His ex was living with his mom upstairs and he lived in the basement?
Because they're old school and the mom was helping her with the first child they had.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, obviously the mom's helping them with both kids because now he's got two.
Okay, so what happens?
I confronted him and he lost it. He started crying, telling me he loved me. He was scared to tell me that when we got together, she was already pregnant. She means nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be with me, blah, blah, blah. So then he gives me a promise ring and said, I promise to always be faithful to you and I want to be with you for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Fast forward to like almost 7 years. Like I left him just before we were together for 7 years.
So this went on. Hold on a second. You and this guy went on for 7 years?
Almost 7 years. Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened?
I found out he was married.
To the same girl? Like his supposed ex?
The whole time he was married. It wasn't his ex. They were married, living together.
Hold on here. So you dated a guy for 7 years.
Almost 7 years, yeah.
Who had like a whole family and would like go home to his family, but you were like his side family?
Yeah.
And like, did he hang out with your kid and stuff?
All the time.
During this 7 years, he would always come over and still you wouldn't go there.
Nope.
Did he ever sleep over at your place?
Once.
Oh my God, girl.
In almost 7 years?
Girl.
Yep.
Girl.
Melissa.
I know. But you know what? When you're foolish and you're in love and you just came out of a bad relationship and you think that you're being treated like a princess.
So how did you end things with him? Or did you end things with him?
Once again, because I still had the social media, I made a dummy account in Instagram. I went and found his wife on Instagram.
Whoa. Yeah.
I added her on Instagram, and that's how I found out that they were married. And I just phoned him, and I'm like, I'm done. And then even like still to the last second, he was trying to defend himself and say that he wasn't married, that he signed a piece of paper stating that he would take care of the kids, and that's all it was. It wasn't a marriage license. Best thing I did was left him.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, because you know what? Now I can actually say that I've met a really nice guy. Actually, during COVID, we met.
Yeah.
And it's a great relationship.
Well, Melissa, that was a hell of a story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
You're very welcome.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, M. It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, Roz. Hi, Mocha.
Hello.
How's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. You still stressed out?
A little bit, yeah.
Why?
so what's
Why
going
is
on?
that?
So my wedding's coming up, and an old friend has come out of the woodwork and wants to be a bridesmaid.
Wow. Okay. So you wrote, it says, Roz and Mocha fix my life. Yeah, you got a wedding in a few months. I thought I had everything in order until my old friend came to live with her family, who is invited to my wedding. Mom, dad, brother, and her sister. Now, I told her, of course you can come to the wedding. Your whole family's invited. But her sister is a bridesmaid. And now that her husband isn't around, she also wants to be a bridesmaid, which I had to decline. Now she's insisting on wearing the same color as the bridesmaids to my wedding. Please help me fix my life.
So what was the conversation? You said to her, I already got the bridesmaids picked out. You can still come to the wedding. You can't be a bridesmaid. What did she then say to you? Was it like spiteful? Well, you know what? Then I'm going to wear the same color dress as your bridesmaids. Or was it something different?
You know what? It was kind of like a back and forth because I had these boxes ready for each of my bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And I gave her sister her box right in front of her because she wanted to be a part of that. So I told her, sorry, I don't have a box for you. And I explained the whole reason. And at first she was kind of like, no, that's fine. Like, you didn't know and all that stuff. And it was fine. And then after the little back and forth saying like, she was saying, why don't we do this? And I said, I don't want to do that. And she was giving me other options, which I didn't want to do. And then it became kind of like, if I can't be a bridesmaid, I might as well wear the same colors type of thing.
So she's coming to your wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not a bridesmaid. And so now you want to control what color dress she wears to just attend your wedding.
Kind of.
See, I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah. Now, I know the only reason. So you're thinking that she's going to sneak in a couple pictures and like start pretending that she's a bridesmaid and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, that's some sociopathic behavior right there.
Well, the problem is, like, I told her she could be part of our pictures and she can even come up with me and my bridesmaids to get ready because we have our own area to get ready.
Right. Yeah.
And I said she could definitely join us for that.
But that's when she kind of said, like, well, that's not enough. I want to, have a bouquet, and I want to wear the green dress. And
why can't she be a bridesmaid?
Well, because there was actually a little bit of falling out the last 3 years. So I assumed she would be with her husband in a different country. And aside from that fact,
Did you ever talk about in the past that if you ever got married, she was going to be a bridesmaid?
When we were children.
Were you at her wedding?
No, I was at a little wedding party, but she had her wedding in a different country, so I didn't attend.
Okay. Did you play a role in the wedding party when you were there? You give like a speech and stuff like that?
No.
No. Okay.
Because imagine how awkward it would be if she is in that room getting ready with the rest of the girls, and obviously the photographer is there taking, behind the scenes photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She's just playing. She wants to be in there so she can play the role of a bridesmaid, right?
This is my this is kind of my problem with your logic is that you've invited her to do all the bridesmaids things.
Uh-huh.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. Like, maybe not have her be a part of the big, pre-wedding thing in the morning with the rest of the girls. She can't do that. And then you tell her that she's not actually a bridesmaid, right? Because then what's going to happen when comes time for the photographer to get pictures of the entire group? You're going to say, okay, well, you got to step to the side?
Well, the thing I'm thinking here is I really don't mind. I told her actually that she could be a part of all these things with the bridesmaids, including pictures. Like, we could even have the pictures taken.
Okay, so she's going to be a bridesmaid.
Okay, so she's a bridesmaid.
But this is where it kind of gets wonky. Because my fiance, on his side, he's got 3 men, and I've already got 6 girls. So during the actual ceremony, I've already got tons of people, and I've already have everything planned. So she could be a part of everything else.
When's your wedding?
It's in October.
So you're telling me between now and October that there's nothing that can be moved to accommodate this woman?
It's not set in stone. At this point, like, after talking to her so many times, it's just becoming pettiness now.
Okay, so here's
but you help contribute to this problem by saying you can do all the bridesmaids things, but you can't have that title.
Yeah.
Like, you're the one now at fault because you've accommodated that role of bridesmaid to this woman who you don't want to be a bridesmaid, but you're giving her all the bridesmaid things.
Yeah, you made it weird. She didn't.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I thought that would have been fair since so, like, adamant about being part of that, except the only thing she wouldn't be part of is the actual ceremony, up front.
Okay, so then why did you make it weird? Why did you, when you knew that she wanted to be a bridesmaid, why did you then offer up everything that a bridesmaid would do on your wedding day except for stand there with you with flowers?
That's the thing. It's because her sister's in it, and she's friends with my sister as well. So us 4 we were like a little group.
Yeah,
so I wanted to give her that experience with us. Like, I didn't want to push her away as a guest. I wanted her to still have that experience. But
okay, so you invited her to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah, that's what you did.
So what should I tell her?
Well, listen.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, what size, right? Like you basically you invited. Like, it seems to me like that she has to be punished for something, and I don't know what's going on between the two of you, where you will allow her to do all of this stuff and even take pictures with you guys and be there when you're getting ready and all that stuff that all the bridesmaids are going to be doing, but for some reason she needs to be punished for something where she's then not allowed to actually be a bridesmaid. Like, to me, this seems like you're the one that made it weird, not her.
I don't know, maybe I've got some internal thing against her or something.
I think you do. I think you do. Yeah, I think that you need to say that to her. Like, if there's something in you where you were like, on my wedding day, I will only be able to tolerate this because of my feelings towards you. The one thing I will not tolerate is allowing you to be a bridesmaid. If you're having those feelings, she shouldn't be in the room with you guys.
So how do I fix this then?
You tell the truth.
Okay, I should tell her.
Yeah.
You have 8 months to fix this.
All right, I'll talk to her, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank
What a
you.
mess. All
Good
right,
luck.
thank you.
Isn't planning a wedding fun?
Jesus, what a nightmare.
Oh, it's so much fun.
What a nightmare.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Okay, Mary's on hold right now. She wants to tell a story about her husband who's like a big faker.
Yeah, so it's 925-555, and it's always, first of all, great to hear from you. But when it comes to faking it, like things that you've faked, people have some incredible stories of things they've gotten away with. And the level of fakery that people have tried to pull off is like expert level stuff here. And when we say faking it, ladies, we mean like faking it, but we also mean like faking it like a life.
Again, 925-555 is how you reach out. You can always call us at 416-870-8888. Mary, go ahead.
So my husband is a lookalike for Howie Mandel.
Oh God!
Like, hold on,
All the time.
like officially, or like he works for Howie, or
No.
Oh.
He looks like Howie Mandel.
okay.
He gets it all the time that I know you from somewhere. And then it's like, oh, my gosh, you look exactly like Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
Right? So his brother ended up buying him tickets to his show at Casino-Rama.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, how cool would it be if Howie puts you on stage and notices just, how much you look like him? Well, unfortunately, my brother-in-law got really, excuse the language, tickets. And we ended up sitting quite far.
Right.
I no way Howie going to notice you all the way back there.
Exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes Howie wears glasses.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So we're watching the show, and Howie ends up telling the audience that he would be out in the casino and to look out for him. So my husband and I were all leaving the auditorium, and this woman stops him. Right? And she's like, oh, my gosh, it's Howie Mandel. The husband says, is there any way we can take pictures? Blah, 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 blah. So the poor couple is going on and on and on saying how this is such a moment for them, that, he's their idol. And my husband's going with it. Okay? He's doing the Stewie voice.
Oh, wow.
He's milking it. Okay?
Wow.
So all these other people come and they start taking pictures with them. They're shaking hands. One person says to him, I know you're a germaphobe and you don't like to touch hands. My husband turns around and says, for my fans, anything. Like,
oh, my God.
Milking it. Okay? So as we're leaving, everybody's stopping, taking pictures, talking to him. Then we get to a restaurant. And we're eating, and the person, of course, around are asking for autographs. And then the waitress turns around and says, Mr. Mandel, would you like me to add the tab to your room?
No.
Yes.
So what happened? So what'd your husband do?
Well, my husband had said yes, but the poor woman was pregnant, and I said, are you stupid? He is going to have to pay for that. He realizes that he didn't eat here.
Wow. Well,
I got very angry with him. And then, of course, he's running around looking for more fans to take pictures
So,
with.
but did he ever get to meet Howie?
No.
Oh.
But how great would it have been if Howie showed up?
Yeah, but he didn't, though.
Well, we're going to be talking to Howie Mandel in the next couple of weeks, so we'll make sure we tell him this story. Roz, Mary sent me a picture of her husband.
Oh, no. Yeah,
that
yeah.
Howie
Let me
Mandel
see
looked like.
this. Okay.
And tell me if you think Mary's husband actually looks like Howie Mandel.
No, I think that no.
Right?
No.
This picture that you sent, Mary, so your husband, bald head, whatever, and you got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
White bald guy.
I don't think, maybe in the eyes, maybe it's just the eyes, but I don't think your husband looks like Howie Mandel at all.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
That was the only picture that I could find.
Okay.
But he does. He really, really, really
I mean,
does.
obviously, people wanted to take their picture with him and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, guys. Have an awesome day.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I saw this in the Ottawa subreddit. A question was asked, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'll ask everybody in the room as well. Are people still following the direction arrows at the grocery stores? Even after all this time.
No.
I don't see them at all grocery stores still.
Some grocery stores still have the arrows. Like, they may look a little bit faded.
Yeah, no.
At this point.
Yeah.
And throughout the pandemic, even at the very beginning, very safely, I know, Roz, you, out of everyone in our room, probably went to the grocery store the most. I, complete opposite, didn't go for months. Right?
I went every day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Even before they introduced the arrows, and then when they introduced the arrows.
Yes.
Because the answers that were coming in were varied. A lot of people said yes. Majority of the people, of the comments on here, people were saying absolutely not. Like even from the beginning. One person wrote, I once pointed it out to a senior citizen lady and she yelled at me for being the effing line police.
Yeah.
Taught me to keep my mouth shut, mind my own business, and just keep my distance.
Yeah, I've been huffed at more than once.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I'm like a dog. Okay, like you put me in a situation where I'm asked to follow patterns. Once you take away the direction, I'm probably still going to follow those patterns.
Mm-hmm.
I got so used to the way to go up and down aisles in my grocery store that I don't even look at the floor anymore. But the vast majority of time, I am. In
Going
fact,
in the wrong
following the arrows.
So the times where I have been in the grocery store, you look down the aisle and there's nobody there.
Right.
I would go and start walking, and then someone who's following the rules will walk by, but nobody's ever said anything.
No, people huff.
Right? Nobody's ever said
people
anything.
are so busy.
And also, if
So
you walk past an aisle, right?
Yeah.
And there's something like within like 2 steps.
Yeah.
But the arrow's facing the other way.
You get it. There's
You're
no
not
question.
Gonna, You're not going to go all the way around.
No, it's stupid.
Right?
It's stupid. Right.
Dan Maurie, I know you and Matthew are at Longos all the time.
So my rule is if you act like you belong and you act like you're doing something proper, no one will bother you. So I always look at my grocery list if I'm going the wrong way towards the arrows, and I walk quickly as though like it's an emergency that I get those avocados.
What does somebody in a grocery store look like who doesn't belong?
No, but I don't look
Like, what is that?
quizzitive.
What's that guy
like I look
doing?
like I have purpose.
You know what I mean? Like walking around with nothing in your hand, like no basket, no cart, no nothing.
No, you're
right?
walking around with a ladder in one hand and a hammer in the other.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy.
So you
looks
walk
like.
with purpose, looking at your list quickly, like I'm in a rush. Don't bother me.
Right.
But that's everybody at the grocery store.
Pretty much all.
Or a lot of people.
And don't make eye contact, and then people won't huff.
Don't make eye contact. Okay.
That's a lot of people at the grocery store.
You got
as
a lot
well.
of rules in your life, man.
But I would say majority of people. I don't know how Deepa, how you feel.
I never followed it to begin with, but I'll be honest, the naughtiest I've ever felt was in the beginning.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay, wait a second.
Yeah.
But before you continue, Deepa, because we will let you continue. Everybody who is not Deepa right now, okay, just close your eyes and think right now. If you were to start a sentence by saying the naughtiest I've ever been, and what would come out of your mouth after that? Okay, now Deepa, continue. The naughtiest you've ever been.
Yes. So I was in the grocery store and I saw the line was facing the opposite direction that I was walking in, but I still went down the aisle and someone who was working at the grocery store was like, "Hey, ma'am, the arrow's pointing the other direction. You have to go the other way." So then I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then I faked going the other way and I turned back to see if they were looking. And then I headed back in the original direction that I was going. And I kind of chuckled to myself. I was like,
That's so great. You're
Continue.
you're such a lovely person. You know what I mean?
You got away with it. Crime of the century.
Yeah, it was great.
You're like that lady in the IKEA commercial. Honey, start the car.
Yeah, I know. I know. You know what I mean? Like Deepa going for a can of corn. Deepa at the end of the aisle is like, whoo! Right? Like you shouldn't have that reaction.
Pretty much.
You know?
I feel so guilty.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, well, that's it.
What's it? What happened?
The month. Today's it.
Yeah, that's it.
We're already like one down for 2022.
It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What are we going to do to celebrate?
We got together over the weekend. We're all good. You don't need to do a thing, Holmes.
Oh,
Appreciate it, though.
Love you, Mom. Happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. A lot did happen in this month already.
Yep.
And I know people say this every single year, but like, how is it that this month has already gone by? It feels like the longest month ever. And I'm sure at the end of next month, we'll say the exact same thing. End of March, we'll say the exact same thing.
Yes,
and
we
so
will.
on and so on and so on. So Shem, executive producer of the Roz and Mocha Show, also singer in our band, put together a song to kind of like recap some of the big moments that took place for the month of January.
Oh, like a full January month recap? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you into this? You want to hear this?
Yeah.
Check this out from Shem.
I'm Shem, and this is the Kiss Recap. We reflect and take a second just to look back at all the wild things that happened in the month that was, the stories that popped off and created buzz. Coach Cal trying to help and motivate you. Man, it's been a wild start to 2022. Rest in peace to our golden girl, Betty White. Made us laugh, made us cry. She really lived right. Rob Shirley got a lot of explaining to do. Told Tiffany Haddish,
I'm in love with you.
Adele had to cancel all her Las Vegas shows. Losing Bob Saget means our house ain't full no more. This month we got a lot of snow and lots of ice. Doug Ford using shovels like Fisher Price. Brittany mad at Jamie Lynn for running her mouth. No backs for no back means he lost out. Maurie been begging for a taste of Roz's meat. Ugh, that Yellow Jackets cast, they're a bunch of freaks. If we missed anything, that was just a glitch. We'll be back next month.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Yo, that was amazing show.
Thank you.
Wow.
What did you rhyme with, stupid son of a bitch?
Glitch.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Look at the time. Hey,
Yes,
Mocha.
sir.
Are you ready?
You know, it's funny because it's the podcast, right? When you say look at the time.
I know.
It could be any time.
That's true. It could be.
Right? Hey, it's morning. Oh man, look at that. We're like late in the afternoon.
No, hold on now.
Hi, good evening.
No, because I could mean like look at the time of where we are within the podcast.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
regardless, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Thank you. Hey, Mocha, you ready?
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Ant-Man star Evangeline Lilly is speaking out after attending a protest for vaccine mandates in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. So you know her from Ant-Man. She was in Lost. She's been in a lot of stuff, right? She's previously apologized at the very beginning of COVID for her, quote, arrogant COVID-19 beliefs. But after being spotted and posting about the Washington, D.C. march over the weekend, she said, I believe nobody should ever be forced to inject their body with anything against their will. She goes on to say that she began the caption before listing what she maintains are consequences of not getting the vaccine, including violent attacks, loss of employment, education, alienation from loved ones, and excommunication from society. She says, this is not the way. This is not safe. This is not healthy. This is not love. I understand the world is fear, but I don't believe that answering fear with force will fix problems. I was pro-choice before COVID, and I'm still pro-choice today. So if you see why, if you are wondering why Evangeline Lilly is trending, it's because of that post.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, Brian Cox, you watch Succession, right? No, yes, no?
Yeah, man.
You do. Okay, yes,
I haven't
you do.
watched the latest season yet, so and I know it just wrapped up last month, so I'm good to now binge. So
right.
No spoilers, please.
No spoilers. No spoilers. So the story was that Logan Roy, who Brian Cox plays, was supposed to be killed off in season 1.
Spoiler alert. I thought that was going to happen.
What do you mean?
In season 1.
But what season are you on?
No, like when I was watching season 1.
Yes.
I thought that was going to happen.
Right. So did I. I think a lot of people
everybody did,
yeah.
right?
So this is Brian Cox doing an interview on Sirius XM with Julie Mason.
Logan was supposed to die at the end of the first season. Glad they kept him around.
That was the rumor. I'm not even sure that was true. That was just what my manager said. I mean, and then, you know, when I broached that subject, there was a big pause. I was talking to Adam McKay, and when I mentioned that, there was a big pause, and then finally they said, oh, no, he's got more than one season. Yeah. I don't know if they decided in that moment that or it had already been decided. Yeah.
He's probably terrifying in real life. That's why they were like,
and I love that
he keep him in the show.
He just wrote a book too, where he was just like trashing people, like he was like crapping on Johnny Depp and everybody. Yeah, he's just
classic
like
old guy.
It was like a book about all the people he didn't like, or like people who are like regarded as great actors who he hates. Like it was really it's a really weird book to
all the people
release.
that made his list.
Yeah, it's very odd.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kanye West is working on a new fashion line with all the proceeds going to help the homeless. He also wants them to model the clothes in a fashion show.
Homeless?
Also, he's dropping down to 2. Yeah. So he just started a collaboration with Skid Row Fashion Week. They're a brand that donates a portion of their sales to help people living on Skid Row in Los Angeles. They also employ homeless people at their factory, and 100% of the proceeds from their new Yeezy line will go to hiring even more homeless people to work at the company. That's all great. But here's where it gets a little Zoolander. Not only that, but Kanye is planning a fashion show where those employees, the homeless, will model the clothes, which may even incorporate items found on Skid Row, like garbage bags.
The clothes?
Yeah.
Or the fashion show?
That's a little Zoolander, right?
Yeah.
You know, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I am all for this. Skid Row Fashion Week, what they're doing with the proceeds, everything else, absolutely. I'm even for, listen, you want to hire them as models, that's all good. But just like doing a Skid Row themed fashion show, like where you're incorporating trash bags into the design. To me, it seems a little Zoolander to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just cynical. I don't know.
Maybe it's not the reminder that they want.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Right?
You're right. Yeah.
They're getting this great opportunity to work with this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And to be in this flashy show.
Yes.
Maybe I don't want a reminder of where I came from or where I'm living right now. I don't know.
Maybe
it's art. Maybe they like it. I don't know.
That's I know. This is one of those things where I think that maybe we tend to, be outraged on behalf of the people that should be outraged. But if they're not outraged, then why the hell am I? Like that kind of thing.
But the outrage comes from a place of sympathy.
I know. Yes, it does.
Right?
But
So it's weird.
But then, they're doing all this, and what am I doing? Right? They may be, dressing homeless up in trash bags and parading them down a runway and then giving them the proceeds afterwards, right? That's still more than I did this week.
Yeah.
Right? So who am I to say? I don't know.
Then you start feeling terrible
I
about yourself.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I do. But maybe I'm just too cynical. I don't see the good in this. But they probably are doing a lot of good. It sounds like a great organization.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Bob Saget's daughter, Laura, has finally put out a statement remembering her father. And this is what she wrote. To anyone afraid to love, unconditional love is the greatest gift. My dad loved with everything he had. He had so many reasons to be scared to love. So many loved ones kept dropping the body. Instead of being scared, he loved more. I am beyond grateful to receive and to give that love. Love completely and be kind. Of all the lessons he taught me, these feel the biggest. With love, regards. And she put a heart emoji on there. And so speaking of everybody who talked about Bob Saget, there was that great clip of John Mayer and Jeff Ross in that car when they went to pick up Bob Saget's car at the airport, where they were just talking about the one thing that was great about Bob Saget is you felt like Bob Saget loved you, right? Like he made sure he told everybody, like if you ever went up to anybody and you mentioned Bob Saget, that other person would say, oh my God, that guy totally loves you. But everybody said that about Bob Saget. So everybody sort of got in that world. And they put together a great montage of Bob Saget ending his podcasts because he was doing a podcast called Bob Saget's Here For You. And they put together a montage of how he ends all of his interviews with all of his guests on his podcast. And it's really beautiful.
I love you, Bob.
I love you, Louie. I love you, Jay.
Love you too, man.
All right,
Thank
Bob.
you, Tom.
Yeah.
Love you, Tom.
Yeah, I love you too, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, stay safe and well, Gilbert. And
Oh, you too.
love you. I never said that.
And all right, love you.
I love you. Take care of yourself. And thank you for being on here.
And I love you, Bob, as a friend. So just, don't get your hopes up.
Bill, I love you. And I will smoke with you soon.
All right, love you too, brother. We'll see you.
That's true.
Jeff, I love you. Thank you for doing my podcast.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Well, I love you.
Okay, Bobby, I love you too, brother.
And all the best, man.
Man, right on, dude.
I'll talk to you.
Bob Saget!
Sending you so much love, Whoopi.
Ditto.
So happy to talk to you.
Bye.
Love you. Well, Josh, I just adore you.
I love you, my friend.
I love you. Well,
I love you, buddy. Thanks
I
for
love
having
you
me.
too, Mark. I really do. And I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to hit you up and we're going to have some fun.
Yeah,
Maybe.
come sit out front here. It's fine with me. Let me know when you're out here.
Done and done.
Right?
You can hear how genuine those words are coming from Bob Saget.
Yeah, sweet. I love that. That was really great. Beautiful.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, do you know who DJ Academics is?
I do.
Okay, who is he? Explain this to people. Because I only know him from every now and then I see a video on social pops up where he's sitting in like a race car chair doing like...
Yeah, Shum follows him.
I don't know what this guy does.
Him,
what does he do for a living? What is he?
He's a hip hop, I hate to even say this, influencer.
Okay.
He's got a social media, he's got a podcast and all that sort of thing.
I feel, though, a lot of his, and he makes the news because he's very controversial with things that he says about people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I just feel, though, sometimes that what he says it for the attention because he knows it's going to get attention. He knows it's going to get people talking.
Right.
It's going to get his name out there.
Absolutely.
So he released a video earlier in the week addressing Pete Davidson and Kanye West. And I didn't touch on this because I didn't, one, know who the guy was, who DJ Academics was, and two, there was nothing really to back up the claims. But now TMZ say that they have confirmed what DJ Academics is claiming in this clip. And what DJ Academics is claiming in this clip, that Kanye West is spreading rumors that Pete Davidson has AIDS.
What?
Listen to this.
Yo, told me, this is real talk. Kanye's been telling anybody within an earshot of himself how he's trying to spread a rumor that Pete Davidson has AIDS. I'm telling you, this is a fact. I've heard this from 8 people. He's telling everybody. I'm telling you, this is a fact. Bruh, if you got to spread a rumor that the your wife got AIDS, my like, bro, like, you burnt out, bro. Wrap it up. It's over.
Right. So this is from TMZ. Sources close to Pete Davidson confirm what DJ Academics claimed earlier this week, that Kanye has been telling everyone with earshot that Pete Davidson has AIDS. We're told Kanye's claim has made for a few awkward phone calls between Pete and mutual friends he has with Kanye, who are confused and disturbed by the childish behavior. One source says that Kanye's brutal diss track, where he raps "God save me from the crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass," didn't come as much of a surprise to friends of either of them, as he's been known to take shots in songs before. We all know that. But those close to Pete are disturbed by the fact that Kanye would allegedly use such a serious health issue to try and lash out at Pete. However, one source close to Kanye tells TMZ that the allegations that he's spreading the rumor are, quote, nonsense. Kanye made no secret of the fact that he wanted to get back with Kim. We all know that. So while everyone knows that he's not thrilled about Pete dating his estranged wife, other sources say that the AIDS rumor would be taking this to a whole new level, one that has people close to Pete very concerned. So that's the latest with that.
Wow.
Right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, the Super Bowl is set.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Super Bowl LVI, whatever the hell that means.
56. Come on, man.
56, thank you. We'll have the lowest seeded Super Bowl matchup in history.
Save for all the celebs, I guess.
Yeah, there we go. Cincinnati Bengals, who entered the postseason at seed number 4. They knocked off KC. And then we got the Rams knocking off San Francisco. They also went in at 4. So it will be the lowest seeded Super Bowl in history. And I guess LA has home field advantage, which is always weird when that happens during a Super Bowl. But there you go. But the story...
Because they always have it like in a neutral spot, right?
Yeah.
But it was already decided like forever
Well,
ago.
because listen, nobody wants to do Super Bowl in February in Green Bay, right? So you can't have it where... Because you want the big show.
It's not sexy.
You can't have 300 answers out there, in a blizzard, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't do the halftime show.
Imagine they decided on Buffalo.
Right? Yeah, you just can't. Like it'll never happen, right? So anyway, so there you go with that. But all the sort of big news is whether or not Tom Brady is going to retire. And
I thought he was.
There was one report that said that he was definitely retiring. And then Tom's own company, TB12, suggested the same thing in a tweet and then deleted it. But the official word from Tom's agent and his own father is that he hasn't decided yet. Brady's agent, Don Yee, released a statement via ESPN saying, without getting into the accuracy or inaccuracy of what is being reported, Tom will be the only person to express his plans with complete accuracy. He knows the realities of the football business and planning calendar as well as anybody. So that should be soon. Now, one thing that has been reported is that part of Brady's signing bonus was that if he stuck it out until Feb 4th, he would get $20 million. But so he receives 15 from his $20 million bonus on February 4th. But if he retires before then, he doesn't get it. So this may be waited out a couple of days, get that extra 15 mil of your bonus,
Like
and
an oops?
then retire on the weekend.
I didn't check my iCal?
Yeah, right? Yes, I guess.
My reminders didn't go off?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
That Janet Jackson documentary over the weekend, this was the second one that was released. The New York Times released their Janet Jackson documentary back in November. This one, again, getting into the Super Bowl halftime show, the infamous wardrobe malfunction. Shem, did you watch this at all?
Did. Yeah,
you did.
I did.
So I did not get a chance to watch it. I'm guessing, though, from the headlines that the final say in all of this, which is from Janet, is that the wardrobe malfunction, as we heard in the New York Times documentary, it's looking more and more like this was just a bad idea that got way out of hand, right?
Yeah, I mean, according to Janet in the docket, that it was an accident. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to people to decide that. But yeah, I think one of the biggest takeaways is that, and I hate this, I'm going to say this, and it might make people mad. Justin Timberlake might be owed a bit of an apology.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from. Yeah, because what it's looking like now, especially from the New York Times documentary, who talked to the wardrobe designer, which was everything did what it was supposed to do, which means that it was Janet's camp's idea. So this is clip number one here. This is Janet talking to her brother Randy about her reaction and what she told Justin after the wardrobe malfunction.
Like after that incident happened, did you hear from Justin?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
We talked once, and he said, I don't know if I should come out and make a statement and this and that, or say something. Have something to say. And I said, listen, I don't want any drama for you. They're aiming all of this at me. So I said, if I were you, I wouldn't say anything.
So this sort of explains why Justin kept quiet, because it was Janet Jackson's wishes. So this was, if you remember, in 2004. And then in 2018, Justin Timberlake did the Super Bowl, and that was a huge uproar because why hasn't Janet been allowed to do it and Justin can do it again? But we find out in the documentary that Justin in 2018 actually invited Janet to do that with him.
Yeah, Justin and his team have been trying to contact us about you doing the Super Bowl. Looking back on what happened, I mean, would you want to do this Super Bowl show?
Not really. And we have history with CBS.
Yeah, we do.
When I think about it, would it be nice to be able to perform? Yes. You know, our family, we love entertaining. But on the flip side of it, it's dredging up the past, reliving something that happened over 10 years ago.
Wow.
And then where are they today? That's the sort of big question, is because over the last couple of years with these docs, and especially with the Britney Spears doc, Justin's been, being dragged, and a lot, rightfully so, for a lot of things. But when it comes to this specific incident with Janet Jackson, you wonder what their relationship is today. And so Janet actually, within this documentary, recorded a new video. So this was taken that she recorded herself in 2022.
Honestly, this whole thing was blown way out of proportion. And of course, it was an accident that should not have happened, but everyone is looking for someone to blame, and that's got to stop. Justin and I are very good friends, and we will always be very good friends. We spoke just a few days ago, and he and I have moved on, and it's time for everyone else to do the same.
I never heard that before. I never heard that they continued on with any sort of friendship over the years.
How come after all this time, she didn't say none?
Well, I mean, he didn't say nothing either, right? But
this could have been cleared up.
Would it though? This is my question. Is
I don't know. Ago.
I don't know
Almost
if
20 years
would have actually been cleared up. I think that once you say one thing, it only adds to it. I don't know if there's anything Janet Jackson could have said years ago that would have made this any better. I think that just shutting up and just writing it out and doing what you did, Justin doing what he did and Janet doing what she did, I think maybe their camps decided was the best thing to do. And it's looking now like it probably was the best thing to do.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Celebrating Betty White is this correct, Maury? It's airing tonight at 10 p.m. Is that the deal?
Yes, my PVR is set.
You're not going to watch it live.
Well, no, but I want to watch it again later.
Oh, fair enough. One of the clips that was released over the weekend. So this is NBC's celebrating Betty White, the icon that she was. Had Cher. There was a clip of Cher that was released over the weekend. So a lot of people there who were going to be part of the special: Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey, Bryan Cranston, Ellen DeGeneres, Valerie Bertinelli, Tracy Morgan, and so much more. But Cher, it's the Cher clip that really, really took off over the weekend because it was Cher singing the theme song for the Golden Girls.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Wow.
What does that do for you, Maury?
Oh my God, isn't that amazing?
How old is Cher now? She sounds great.
Oh my God, the sad thing about that clip is Betty White will never be able to see that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah. I shouldn't be laughing. Mm-hmm. I know. I shouldn't be
75 years old, by the way.
75 is Cher. So what is that? So I have to imagine, though, Maury, like in your world, because really Golden Girls, gay icons, Cher, obviously gay icon. So what was it like to have Cher?
This is like the gay trifecta.
Yeah.
Because like you have a gay icon of Cher singing the theme song from a gay icon show.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's incredible.
And
where's the third?
What do you mean?
You said trifecta, man.
Like, yeah, two gay things.
Okay. Hold on. I have to look up what trifecta means, because if it just simply says two gay things, then I've been using trifecta wrong my whole life.
I think the whole world has got it wrong.
Okay, hold on here. Dictionary.com. Trifecta. Webster'sDictionary.com. Trifecta. A noun. Yeah, you're right. Two gay things.
Take note, people.
But it will be a beautiful special tonight. Celebrating Betty White airs tonight at 10 o'clock.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh my God. So there's footage and pictures of Nick Cannon over the weekend in Malibu at what looks to be a gender reveal party.
No. For number 8? No, don't say it.
Number he had the baby that passed away last month. So this would be, yes, number 7 now.
Okay.
So Zen passed away after brain cancer, I think it was last month. Unbelievably tragic. But this is Nick Cannon. He was at a gender reveal party and with a woman named Brie Tiesi, who is Johnny Manziel's ex.
Okay.
And so the pictures, like Nick's all in white and he's holding her belly and like there's family and friends around. Like he's like they are obviously having a baby together.
Right.
And
he's not like a guest.
He's not a guest. He's clearly there as the father of Bree's baby. So yes, this will be Nick's now 7th child. So if you remember, he had 4 or 5 born in a year and a half. And then he had twins. Zillion and Zion were born in June. And his daughter Powerful was born last December. And then he has the 2 with Mariah Carey. So this is now, so this is 7 for
putting together a team
Nick
for the Super
Cannon.
Bowl or what?
Yeah. And listen, I thought at first, I was like, God, a lot of people had a lot of opinions about Nick Cannon and what he does with his stuff and who he does it with. But have you heard anything where he doesn't take care of the babies? Have you heard anybody say that he's a lousy dad who doesn't provide financially and emotionally? Like, has anybody even come out to say that Nick Cannon doesn't even know who these kids? You know what I mean?
All the kids love him.
There is no evidence whatsoever with 7 children from, I think, 5 different women that Nick Cannon is in any way a lousy dad. There's only evidence to say that Nick Cannon is a wonderful father.
You think they've ever done like a big family trip? Or sorry, maybe not family trip, but like a family get together,
Like
a gathering,
like you get
all of them.
Like you get everybody together, including Mariah on the Winnebago.
Yes,
that's never going to happen.
Like just one big, Dad wants a barbecue for everybody.
You think that all the women are going to get together? Like Nick's just sitting there on one lawn chair? Bro,
yeah.
He must go, like trying to keep all of that separate must be a full-time job in
And that's
itself.
the thing. I'm trying to figure out, like, time management in a situation like that is key, right?
And he does
when
a
you're Nick
television
Cannon,
show,
you have
and he
2
does
TV
movies.
shows,
Yeah.
you have a radio show,
Yeah.
plus all your other side projects,
Yeah.
right? All your other business ventures.
Yeah.
Like,
He probably
where do
has
you
an
have
assistant
time?
that just schedules the baby visits.
Yeah, I don't know. That is time management on a level that I couldn't even imagine dealing with all that.
Do you think he has
Google
like a
Calendar?
separate Gmail account
For all of them?
Yeah, for each family.
Folders. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
maybe a separate
no,
Gmail
like
account.
if someone if Mariah is like, I need a babysitter. Can you come babysit? Right?
Wait
But
a
then-
second. Hold on. Let's try one of the others. I don't think Mariah's being like, Nick, I'm strapped this weekend.
Yeah, can you come pick up the
come
kids?
pick up the kids? I don't think that's happening.
They want to go to Disney.
Yeah,
but then
I
he's like,
don't-
but then.
I don't think that's happening. But listen, man, there's nothing to say that this guy
Separate
isn't.
phones?
Yeah, I would do. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely separate phones.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I would have disguises. I don't know about separate phones, but yeah. So Nick Cannon was very much at a gender reveal party over the weekend, so he's got another baby on the way.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So a couple things now going on with the Neil Young versus Spotify versus Joe Rogan versus Harry and Meghan versus all sorts of other musicians who, there's been a lot of stories over the last couple of hours of musicians who have thrown their support behind Neil Young and were also planning to request their songs be removed from Spotify. But none have been actually confirmed. However, Spotify did release a statement saying that they haven't been transparent around the policies that guide our content more broadly. They say it's become clear to me that we have an obligation to do more to provide balance and access to widely accepted information from the medical and scientific communities, guiding us through this unprecedented time. And this comes down to, they pointed at 2 of Joe Rogan's podcasts in particular with 2 doctors that he had on. And Joe Rogan, actually, who has been silent up until this point, released a 9-minute video last night sort of addressing this. Very level-headed, but he wanted to do his best to address it, I guess. But this is a little bit of what Joe Rogan had to say off the top.
I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging. The podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation, specifically about 2 episodes, a little bit about some other ones, but specifically about 2. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines. Neil Young has removed his music from the platform of Spotify, and Joni Mitchell and apparently some other people want to as well. I'm very sorry that they feel that way. I most certainly don't want that. I'm a Neil Young fan. I've always been a Neil Young fan. One of the things that Spotify wants to do that I agree with is that at the beginning of these controversial podcasts, like specifically ones about COVID, is to put a disclaimer and say that you should speak with your physician and that these people and the opinions that they express are contrary to the opinions of the consensus of experts, which I think is very important. Sure, have that on there. I'm very happy with that.
And then the CEO of Spotify, Daniel Ek, continued on that note and said, this new effort to combat misinformation will roll out to countries around the world in the coming days. To our knowledge, this content advisory is the first of its kind by any major podcast platform. But then Joe Rogan also, I guess, made at the end of his video that he posted last night, just aside from the content advisories, made a pledge to, I guess, those those who love Joe Rogan and those who do not.
I don't know what else I can do differently other than maybe try harder to get people with differing opinions on right afterwards. I do think that that's important, and do my best to make sure that I've researched these topics, the controversial ones in particular, and have all the pertinent facts at hand before I discuss them. Again, I'm not trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial. I've never tried to do anything with this podcast other than just talk to people and have interesting conversations. So my pledge to you is that I will do my best to try to balance out these more controversial viewpoints with other people's perspectives so we can maybe find a better point of view.
Not the kind of statement that I was expecting from him.
Mm-mm.
No, like a lot more, like less reactive. I thought he was going to be a little bit more reactive.
Like in a negative way, like in a fighty way?
Yeah,
really,
yeah. But that's great. Good comments from Joe Rogan.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Marvel stars Simu Liu and David Dastmalchian. I have never said that guy's name before, but I like him a lot. They both took to social media in an apparent response to Ant-Man star Evangeline Lilly's recent attendance at the Washington, D.C. protest against vaccination mandates. Neither of them mentioned Evangeline Lilly by name in either of their posts. This, of course, is a response to her remarks saying that to support bodily sovereignty is why she was there. So David, who played Kurt in Ant-Man and the Wasp, tweeted, "It's so unfortunate when people with a large platform use that platform to share irresponsible things." And then Simu wrote as well in response to Evangeline Lilly saying, "I lost my grandparents to COVID last year. They were still waiting for their vaccines. I'm fortunate to have been double vaccinated and boosted when I got COVID 2 weeks ago. Felt like a cold." So they didn't mention Evangeline by name, but you sort of get where they are coming from.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And Joe Exotic has had his prison sentence reduced.
Oh, yeah?
Tiger King.
He's getting out.
So a federal judge re-sentenced Joe Exotic to 21 years in prison on Friday, reducing his sentence by 1 year. After appeal.
Wow, what a treat.
God, you go through all that, huh? And let's not forget, Joe Exotic was convicted of murder for hire, trying to kill Carol Baskin, right?
Right.
Yeah, like one of the people he tried to hire, he's like a movie, right? Like one of the people he tried to hire was an FBI agent, right? Like that's why he's in the joint. He's not in the joint because he was mean to tigers, although you should be for that too.
Did he think that the judge was going to be like, yeah, go ahead, like time served.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're good.
Because he's sick too. Like he's really sick in there, right? Like
He's not making out of there.
He's dying. No. He is not. He's not getting out of there at all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lunar New Year is the year of the tiger.
Yes. Kung Hei Fat Choi, everybody.
Most important annual holiday in China. Brings in the year of the tiger. I guess last year was the year of the ox. They cycle through the 12 signs of the Chinese zodiac. And it's always happens that the first new moon of the year. So that's really any time between mid-January and mid-Feb. I think last year was February 12th. Today is February 1st. So Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's Groundhog Day.
It is. I feel like you've said that before.
And today is also the kickoff for Black History Month. So a lot going on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kanye West says that he has no interest in making NFTs. So he posted, "Stop asking me to do NFTs. I'm not finna co-sign. For now, I'm not on that wave. I make music and products in the real world." He said, "My focus is on building real products in the real world. Real food, real clothes, real shelter. Do not ask me to do an effing NFT." And then he just said, "Ask me later."
Not saying now.
And on NFTs. Oh, so if you're wondering what an NFT is, I'm not going to explain it, but there's a clip of Paris Hilton explaining to Jimmy Fallon what an NFT is. And Paris Hilton is actually, I think Forbes called her like one of the 50 most influential people in the world of NFTs. Like she got on early and knows what's up and actually like sets trends in the NFT world. It's incredible. So this is from August of last year, where Paris is explaining to Jimmy Fallon exactly what an NFT is.
I didn't know how into NFTs you were. Do you guys know what that is? Yeah, like 12 people know what it is. Well, I barely know. Can you explain what an NFT is?
Well, it's a non-fungible token.
Non-fungible.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is basically a digital contract that's on the blockchain. So you can basically sell anything from art to music to experiences, physical objects.
Mm-hmm.
You could try something, maybe like sell one of your jokes or something.
I couldn't even do that to my audience tonight. Are you kidding me? I could doubt I would make money off the NFTs.
Makes perfect sense, right?
Completely.
So
where do I invest?
So one of the things that Paris talked about another time that she was on with Fallon, because Fallon did wind up getting into purchasing NFTs, is everybody's buying up the Bored Apes, right? The Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're just the same picture of cartoon apes, just wearing different hats and sunglasses and everything else, right?
Cool.
So, okay, and people pay money for them.
But you don't actually get it.
No, you own the
digital.
Yes, you do.
The
You own
non-fungible
digital thing.
token of it.
So Paris Hilton bought one, and then Jimmy Fallon bought one, and I think Paris Hilton has a couple of different ones. And Justin Bieber, who, by the way, owns 619 NFTs.
Wow.
Bieber's getting roasted on Twitter today, because Bieber just bought one of the Lonely Ape Yacht Club apes NFTs, and he bought it for 500 Ethereum, which is $1.29 million.
What?
Now, I guess the actual value of Bored Ape number 3001 was $208,000, but for some reason, Bieber paid $1.29 million for it. So it's either like a flex or a mistake.
I'm going to say mistake.
He knew what he was doing, though, because he posted it on Instagram and said and quoted his own song, Lonely, saying, "What if you had it all but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, because I've had everything but no one's listening, and that's just effing lonely." So he paid $1.29 million for something that I guess had a value of $208,000. So he upped it by $1 million. He overpaid by $1 million, and he's getting killed for it.
Fam, you need a new
Bro,
accountant.
I do not understand NFTs, and I wish I did. To me, it just sounds like money laundering. Like anything like that sort of online like this, like Bitcoin and everything else, to me, it all just sounds like money laundering. It's the NFT world to me is just people moving the same money around to clean it. That's what the NFT world looks like to me, and I don't want to be a part of that. Maybe I do. I don't know. But you could tell me.
You haven't talked to the right people.
I haven't talked to the right people.
You need to talk to Paris Hilton's person.
Yes, exactly.
Her
Like
people.
NFTs are sort of like crack, okay? Where if I was interested in doing crack, okay, my problem is that the life that I have and the people I know, I have no idea how to get crack, okay? If I'm interested in NFTs, I have no idea how to do it. And nobody in my world knows how to do NFTs. I don't know anybody who could tell me how to do an NFT or how to get in it. Listen, I sound like an old man. How do you do NFTs? You know what I mean? Do you know? Do you know where to start? Where would you start if you were going to buy an NFT?
I have in my brain right now, like thinking of all the people that I know.
Yeah.
There's literally one person that I know that I could call who is probably the smartest person I know.
Yes.
Who knows about this stuff.
Right.
Who would be the guy I would go to and say, Neil, explain this. Where do I go?
Right.
And it's legit and my money's not going to be stolen.
Right. But then so now you know where to go. Then are you willing to pay $200,000 for a cartoon of an ape?
Oh, hell no.
Okay. Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So the New York Times bought Wordle.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that it's now going to be part of the New York Times game page.
God, are they going to make it like Super difficult to play?
Well, no. So they say this. So the New York Times has assured players that the game will remain free to play and no changes will be made to its gameplay. However, they did pay what they said was low seven figures. So you're guessing around $1 million, maybe $1 million plus to Josh Wardle, who is the software engineer in Brooklyn who developed the game.
Oh, yeah? World's named after a guy named Wordle?
Yeah. Now, there are other reports saying that it will initially remain free for new and existing players. So I don't know what that means. You have to figure eventually they're gonna have to try and make money off it somehow.
That's the only reason why they bought it.
Whether it winds up being on a page with ads, who knows? Whether it winds up behind one of those New York Times paywalls like everything else on the New York Times, that may be the case. Subscriptions is the only thing that matters to the New York Times, right? It's advertising and subscriptions because Trump's not in office anymore, so subscriptions are way down, and there's no sort of signs of them ever going sort of back in an upswing again. So they got to do stuff like this. So Wordle is one of these things. But Josh Wardle, the guy who created Wordle, released a statement yesterday saying, it's been incredible to watch a game bring so much joy to so many, and I feel so grateful for the personal stories some of you have shared with me. He goes on to say, when the game moves to the New York Times site, it will be free to play for everyone, and I am working with them to make sure your wins and streaks will be preserved, is what Josh had. Josh has.
I'm sure like what they'll do is integrate some of the clients into the words. Like the word for that day will be tied.
No, you can't do that. There's no way you can do that.
You'll turn people off immediately.
Yeah. Maurie's Wordle today. I don't know if you saw this.
Also, tied is only 4 letters, dude.
How did you? Yeah, thank
Sorry,
you.
Mocha.
Yeah,
You got to give me some more time to come up with 5-letter words.
We didn't even ask.
Oh.
So Maurie, let me ask you a question. Okay, so on Wordle, when you get a letter that comes up as yellow, so you know the letter is in the word but not in the right spot, why don't you ever attempt to move it?
Because I immediately start thinking of other words, and then when a word comes into my mind, I'm like, oh my God, let me try that.
Okay, so Maurie's first word today was darks, D-A-R-K-S. So he got the S, but not in the right spot. And then he wrote sadly, okay? Now, here's where it gets interesting. So Maurie's third word, his third word was costs, right? So it told him that you have the O, the S, and the T in the word, but none of these are in the right place. For the next 3 attempts, Maurie left the S and the T exactly where they were. So it was costs, wests, guests, and jests. Four times you used an S at the end of the word. 4 times you used an S.
You doubled up.
And they told you that it wasn't there.
Oh, and I forgot I could have used an O.
Costco? Or Costo? Westo? What are you talking about? Your Wordles, man, I don't even, it's really a work of art. I don't even know how you get to this point.
I think you just close your eyes and just start typing letters and hit enter.
So here's the thing, Maurie. When you wrote Wests, W-E-S-T-S, right? They told you that yes, there was an E, yes, there was an S, and yes, there was a T. They were just all in the wrong spots, okay?
Maybe it's tests.
Pause for 1 second. Okay. So you wrote Wests, and they told you E-S-T are in the word, but in the wrong spots. 3 times you wrote words with EST in those exact same positions.
I don't know. I was just trying to think, okay,
4
what
times
else?
you doubled up you ended each word with the letter S. So you doubled up on the letters.
Your Wordles are a disaster, man. I don't even know. Like, do you think you're getting close? Like, do you think when you're typing those in, are you like, this is going to be the one? I got it?
I just have a hard time coming up with any 5-letter word in my mind.
Right.
So I'm like, if I come up with one, let me try it.
Okay.
Somebody just texted.
Yes.
And said, Wordle spoilers much? Trust me, we are not spoiling anything by reading that, damn it, Maurie, one of his guesses was G-E-S-T-S. Guaranteed, you are not going to attempt to use those words.
Yeah, like if your plan, if you want to talk about Wordle spoilers, if your plan was to try darks, okay, then I apologize for this. Then I apologize for the spoiler. Okay, if you thought that this was all going to end on darks. Okay, then I apologize for spoiling it. But spoiler alert, the word today is not dark. Okay? Sorry. Oh, for God's sake.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is back.
Yeah.
So they're doing with this on Netflix. So it drops Feb 18th. They're doing with this on Netflix sort of what they just recently did in the last couple of years with Halloween. So this version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a straight sequel to the 1973 movie. So nothing.
Forget about all the in-betweens.
I think that there have been, 8 different versions throughout the years of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But much like Halloween, with Jamie Lee Curtis going back into it, the character Sally Hardesty, who was the original sole survivor in the 1973 movie, shows up in this one to be like hell-bent on revenge to try and finally kill Leatherface. Like, it's basically that revamped Halloween movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, only Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So here's a little bit of what that sounds like.
So Harlow is a ghost town.
We have a vision for this place. All it needs is young blood.
I don't want to live here. This is a chance for people to start fresh somewhere safe.
This is Hardesty.
Sally, I'm afraid your old friend's back.
50 years I've been waiting for this night. Just to see him again.
Who?
Leatherface.
Damn, February
Right.
18th. I watched the trailer today.
Yeah.
It looks good. I'll watch it.
Yep. Looks all right, huh?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Whoopi Goldberg, really geez. So yesterday on The View, the co-hosts were talking about a Tennessee school that banned the graphic novel called Mouse, which depicts the Holocaust for its drawings of nude women and use of language. And then Joy on The View had said that it's basically a way for them to throw you off the fact that they don't like history that makes white people look bad. And then this started a conversation about the Holocaust, to which Whoopi then took the angle of the Holocaust not being about race. Listen to this.
Well, also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
Ethnicity. Well, they consider Jews a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's about
but
going
it's
after
not. It's
Jews
not about
and
race.
gypsies
But these are two
Romans.
white groups of people.
Well, they
How
go
do we
after black
but
people,
how-
too. Them as white and they
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, everybody.
And then, so last night, she was also on Colbert, and the fury had already started because The View was earlier in the day, and then Colbert, I guess, sort of tapes in the afternoon.
Was she already booked for Colbert?
I don't know. I don't know. But the fury had already started, and it seemed like this was the sort of perfect opportunity for Whoopi to either clarify and apologize, or at least apologize, because people have been fired for saying much less than what she was insinuating in that conversation on the View. But this is Whoopi now on Stephen Colbert.
It upset a lot of people,
Yes.
which was never, ever, ever, ever my intention. I thought we were having a discussion because I feel, being black, when we talk about race, it's a very different thing to me. So I said that I felt that the Holocaust wasn't about race. And people got very, very, very angry, and still are angry. I mean, I'm getting, all of the mail from folks, and the very real anger, because people feel very differently. But I thought it was a salient discussion because, as a black person, I think of race as being something that I can see. So I see you, and I know what race you are. And the discussion was about how I felt about that. I felt that it was really more about man's inhumanity to man and how horrible people can be to people. And we're seeing it manifest itself these days. But people were very angry, and they said, no, we are a race. And I understand. I felt differently. I respect everything everyone is saying to me, and I don't want to fake apologize. I'm very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. And so because of it, they're saying that I'm anti-Semitic and that I'm denying the Holocaust and all these other things which would never occur to me to do. I thought we were having a discussion about race, which everyone, I think, is having.
It almost seems like she was saying that, yes, Jews are considered a race. She just disagrees with it. Mm-hmm. That's, to me, almost what it sounded like, right?
People saying anything else based on her Colbert thing now?
So she released a statement after what I'm guessing is after Colbert, because this was 12 hours ago, so it was last night, I'm guessing long after Colbert had taped, where Whoopi then went on Twitter and said, I said the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to each other. I should have said it's about both. As Jonathan Greenblatt from the Anti-Defamation League shared, the Holocaust was about the Nazi systemic annihilation of the Jewish people who they deemed to be an inferior race. I stand corrected. She said that she sincerely apologizes. She said this in a tweet, not on Colbert, to the Jewish people around the world who have always had my support, and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I caused. So not on The View, not on Colbert. It took only after all of that for her to say something.
Going to say anything on The View today?
Oh, I'm sure they will. Maurie, did you watch this more?
I did, and I don't think I'm the right person to comment because I'm not best with words, but I'm tired of people, with their comments and thinking that Jews are not a race.
Right.
And it just, to me, it seems that they want to put the Holocaust into a different box of what happened.
Sure.
And I think Whoopi learned a lot from this conversation, but I also see what she was trying to say.
Sure, yeah. As an apology, though, where does this rank, Shem? Is it one even?
No, it's not. I just think people should get away from saying what the Holocaust is not.
Yeah.
But do we have to apologize if you're trying to, if you were misunderstood, do you still have to apologize when you were trying to say something else?
I do think you have to. I think you have to be responsible with your platform, right? And again, I just think stay away from saying what the Holocaust is not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just stick to facts.
I don't think Whoopi was misunderstood. I think what Whoopi was trying to say, she got across very clearly. I don't think that she got the wrong words. I think she
said it's not about race.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Anthony Lombardo, what's up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks, guys.
What is your question? Go ahead.
So my question to you guys, if you could erase one bad memory from your mind, what would it be?
The time I made my dad cry.
Oh, no.
And it was my fault.
What did you do?
It was the time I got arrested for stealing at HMV. And I had to call my mom. My dad was at work, and I had to call my mom to come pick me up because the police wouldn't release me until an adult came to get me.
Right.
And my mom picked me up. My dad got home. I was in so much trouble.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget. I was in my room, and he was standing at the door, and he started crying, and he was like, I don't know where I went wrong with you.
Oh, my God.
And he closed the door. And that will stick with me forever. Forever. So if there's anything I could erase from my mind, it would be that.
Does he still bring it up?
No, he never has.
Has he ever corrected himself and said, now I've not gone wrong?
No, we've never talked about it.
You've never discussed it? You never discussed that time at all with him?
Nope. After the couple times I had to go to court, after seeing a parole officer, after having to write an essay for the judge.
Right.
And after, getting left,
it's just
case
not
closed.
discussed.
Yeah. And getting off the hook and no permanent record.
Right.
So you regret making your dad cry, but do you regret the theft?
Oh, obviously. But the question is, if you can erase one bad memory, right? The memory of making my dad, seeing the look on his face.
Yeah. God, that's tough. And it's not discussed. How old were you when you did that?
I was 16.
Really?
Yeah.
And so not a child.
No.
Right? Like
I knew right from wrong.
Yeah, you did. You deliberately did this. It wasn't like a foolish thing to try and impress your friends. Like you were stealing. You went and found something you wanted, couldn't afford, and thought that you were going to steal it from a store.
Yes.
Yes. That's tough, man. That's real tough. Maurie?
I was going to say when my dad walked in on me.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of memory that I
Do you
just
think
don't
that?
need
Do you think if
anymore.
we asked your father this question, his answer would be the same day?
I don't think he remembers it.
No, you don't. You think he's blacked it out?
No, I think that
I
it won't come to his mind
guarantee-
right away. I think he has already all the therapy we went to. They forced that out of his brain.
Hold on. Wow, your dad went to like some
went to
weirdo,
go to couples therapy.
Like, oh wow,
Couples therapy?
like father-son therapy.
Yeah, family
So
therapy.
hold on. You
Family
don't
therapy.
think that your dad would remember?
Oh, I'm sure he remembered, but if you ask the question, it won't be the first thing that comes to his mind.
Oh, you don't think so?
Well, you know what's so funny
Yeah.
is that anytime like I go to call Dim and Matthew, Maury
Yeah.
freaks out.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. I don't
Like,
live with
no,
my
no, don't call. He's like busy day, whatever.
Yeah. And
But
then
then as soon as I try to call Frank, like zero reaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not calling?
Jeez, you can feel free to have that
No, I'm
conversation
good.
with the Maury. That's something that's got to come out in therapy. So your dad, you guys aren't there yet, are you? In therapy, you never got to that day. You probably sat in that therapist's office for years and never actually got to the day that he walked in on you. So that would be. So what would you? Why that day more?
There was just so much that happened in that chunk of 5, 10, 15 minutes. There was just a lot that happened, and I think that my coming out could have been done a lot better. I would have written it and narrated it completely different than it being that way. Granted, it happened. I didn't have to say anything. It was a lot easier.
Right.
But
And so just to bring
shocking.
people up to speed, like when you didn't actually sit your dad down and say, "Hey, Pops, I'm gay," like your dad had no idea until he walked in on you?
He had no idea.
Zero.
But I'll tell you, after he walked in, he sure as hell knew.
Yeah. Now, was it fun right up until the point your dad walked in? Like,
oh my
were you
God,
having
are
a good
kidding?
time?
I had that was an amazing date. We went to an antique bookstore. I bought all the vintage Get Smart books and comics. Then we came back to my place. We put on the radio. We were looking through the comics.
And when your dad walked in, did you say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We've just been antiquing. I got carried away."
So hot.
Yeah. I'm not gay, but we were just antiquing. You know how it goes.
Gay all time.
Right? So was it that kind of conversation or no?
No, there was no words exchanged.
None.
No. My dad said, "Oh my God," and then went and took a shower. He took a shower.
Wow. So did he close the door behind him or did he leave it open?
No, he closed the door and then I left and took his car.
Question for you. And we've talked about this many times on this show, but I've never got the answer to this question. So you were how old when this happened?
18.
18. And your father walked in, had no idea you were gay. You had just been antiquing all day, getting all horny with your boyfriend. And then you go back to your place, and you and your boyfriend, as two adults, start getting busy in the bedroom. Now, your dad walks in, sees you, closes the door, and goes and takes a shower. Did you guys continue or no?
Oh, we just finished at that moment.
Oh no!
No, I thought I told you. My dad walked in as we finished.
TMI, bro.
TMI, bro's ass.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So that happened, huh? Poor father.
Now, before we get to your answer to Anthony's question, Ross,
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, Anthony, what is your answer to your own question? If you could erase one bad memory from your mind, what would it be?
That was a tough one. Thought about it. I think the one that I would love to remove was back in elementary school, about grade 7. I remember everybody wearing tearaway pants.
Those are so
and and I remember telling my parents I really wanted tearaway pants for my birthday, and they went out and bought it. The next day, I went to school wearing these tearaway pants, and during lunch recess, talking to a bunch of my friends, and the girl I liked was in that group. One of my friends decides to come behind me, grab the pants, rip them right off, every single button unsnapped, and now I didn't realize I was supposed to wear shorts. Like, a lot of people wear gym shorts underneath or some sort of shorts. There is me standing in the middle of the field in tighty whities in front of everybody. I'm beet red, crying. I snatched those pants so fast. I ran to the school and ran to the bathroom. I'm there crying and putting the pants back together. And if you guys remember, button every single button.
Come on.
I did not leave that bathroom. And I remember going home, and I remember my mom giving me shots for this because I threw those pants so far deep into my drawer, they never saw the light of day after that day.
Oh no.
Never guys.
So no tearaway pants for you anymore.
No tearaway pants, and every so often I still chat with that girl just to check in. We're really good friends, and it kind of brings back the memory of, you saw me in like tighty whities. I was so embarrassed. It was a crazy day.
Were they the Adidas ones or the Kappa ones?
It was the Adidas ones.
Oh, buddy.
So read the question again to me, Mocha.
If you could erase one bad memory from your mind, what would it be?
I would say that most bad memories I had from my childhood have already been erased from my mind.
Your memory is so bad. Yesterday was erased from your mind.
I'm fortunate enough to have lived that sort of life where, every now and then you live with a lot of holes in your past, right? And I'm okay with that for the most part. But
you must have one.
I do. I don't want to. Listen. I'm not going to get into anything too traumatic because one who wants to do that. But I will say this: there are a couple of memories where I wish I didn't live through it. Like, there's just a couple of decisions I made, and the reaction to those decisions I wish I hadn't. Right. One was the day that my mom, and I don't know why, I always liked to have long hair when I was a kid, right? Always long hair. But the rule, it was some stupid rule, and this is where mullets came from, really. The rule was always like, for some reason, moms got it in their head that they would allow their sons to grow the back, right? But you had to keep the front and the sides short because that was somehow like respectable, right? And that's really what created the mullet was mothers who didn't want their sons to have all full-on long rock and roll hair. So the agreement was you can grow the back, but the sides have to be short and the front has to be short. You have to be presentable. Right?
Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, thank you. Right? That was all driven by mothers. And then, so what happened was my mom didn't want me. She refused to pay for me to go and have a tiny little bit of hair cut off at the salon. So the compromise was that if I was going to start to grow my hair long in the back, then she was going to trim it at home, the parts that needed to be trimmed.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Yeah.
And my mom doesn't know how to cut hair, right? She has no idea how to cut hair.
In the bathtub or like in the kitchen?
Oh no, full on in the kitchen in the summer, house with no air conditioning, so the door was propped open all the time.
Yeah.
Right? The front door was just propped open with a shoe all
hair
the time.
flying around.
So I'm sitting in the kitchen. My mom knows nothing about cutting hair. So she thinks it's a great idea in order to keep track of what hair she had already cut and what hair she still had to cut. She first, before she cut my hair, put all my hair in curlers. Okay? And then she, one by one, would take out one curler and cut that hair.
Oh, no.
And then take out another curler and cut that hair. So as this is going on, friends of mine just stroll into the house. Right?
What's up, pretty lady?
Through the open door. And I'm sitting in the chair and at that time I had like the coolest hair out of all my friends, right? Like my hair was a little bit longer in the back and a little bit longer on the sides from all my friends. So like I was the cool guy. Like I always had the great hair. I was Roz with the great hair. And then I had friends walk into the kitchen. They didn't understand what was going on. And then the story became, oh my God, your mom gives you a perm. Right? And then, like, it was just, and I didn't want to have, how do you defend that? I didn't know what to do. And because I had a little bit of clout then, right? Like, I was sort of young, I think you're 12 or whatever, but you get clout with your friends.
Sure.
And I always had the coolest hair. And this just, it ruined everything. And literally, it took me years. But I will say this, the one great thing that came out of that was the last day my mother told me that I had to keep the sides and the front short because she understood the damage that did to me. And then after that was the last haircut I got for years.
You got bumped to the bottom of the back.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
man. And then
so there's that.
A long fight to get back up to the top.
And then you know how when you think about your childhood, right? You think about like all the things that are stories to you that you don't actually remember, but then every now and then you have that one sort of kid memory, right? So like when you're 2, 3, 4-ish, you're not going to remember anything when you're 22, right? You're not developing any sort of long-term memory of anything. But I feel that I can trace my absolute very first memory, right?
Really?
Where I was just about at that age where I think there was a day where I started to remember things, and the day before I remembered nothing. And the day that I started remembering things was the day that I saw my mother full frontal naked for the first time.
Oh,
right.
wow.
And so one of my oldest memories that I have, like if I think back to what was the first memory that I have, it's that.
Wow.
Okay, you have to lose one memory. The curlers or her naked?
Okay.
Come on, man.
Mark, come on. It's always going to be my mother naked. Put curlers in my hair all day. You think that if given the choice, that's what kind of, you know what? I might lose my job if you gave me the choice to say which memory do you want to get rid of, and I say I'm going to get rid of the curlers, keep naked ma. Like I wouldn't want to work with me after that.
Oh, geez. Yo, Anthony, this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much, bro.
Oh, guys, I appreciate it. Take care.
Right on,
See ya.
man. Hey, Shem, you didn't answer. You got a memory, Shem?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad, God bless him, great guy.
Yeah.
He always tried to make me be cool in school, just in terms of what I wore and what I dressed like.
He would like give you drugs to sell and stuff, or
no, I didn't say drugs.
Oh, okay.
I said,
Sell these, son.
but he purchased shoes for me, really fancy looking shoes. Thought they were really cool. I played basketball, played a lot of sports in growing up, and one of my friends pointed out that my shoes said something funny on it, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Your shoes say Redbach." And I'm like, no, they're Reeboks. These are Reeboks. And he's like, no, they say Redbach. R-E-D-B-O-K. They say Redbach.
Oh, no.
And I remember taking the shoes off. And keep in mind, I didn't really look at them. I just like fancy new shoes, look really cool.
Yeah.
And they said Redbach, indeed. And then I made up this elaborate story like, oh, no, it's like the new sort of brand. Whatever. It wasn't the new brand. My dad just went ahead and purchased some knockoff shoes. And I brought it home, and I remember yelling at my dad, and he tried to convince me that it was some sort of knockoff shoes.
Yo,
I'm like, what?
You know what's so funny? You say that, and I just remembered something similar happened when I was in like 9th grade. And my mom had bought me a shirt, and the lettering on it was similar to Champion.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Champion. It was like Champ Sport or Champ something.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember, and I went to a uniformed school. So once a month you could dress up in regular clothes. And I remember I wore this shirt, and everybody was asking me about it.
Really?
And I just kept saying, "Oh, it's from New York. It's this like
Yes.
it's like it's an extension of Champion, and like it's gonna be up here real soon."
Hey, did you guys ever wear Sparks sneakers? When
Oh,
you were
yeah.
young?
Sparks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Sparks? You had Sparks? That wasn't just a white kid thing?
No.
Sparks are the bomb, huh?
Yeah.
I used to love Sparks.
Bomb is a white person thing. There you
The
go.
bomb? Yeah, thanks. You can't trick me. I know it's not. You guys just stop claiming it. That's all.
Andrew says here, what cartoon character are you most like?
I don't know.
I think when we first started this show, somebody said, for me, Donkey from Shrek.
Yes.
And I would
you
actually
used to get Donkey a lot.
I would agree, because we watched Shrek not that long ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think my cartoon version is definitely Shrek.
Yes.
I mean, sorry, is definitely Donkey.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know.
You're the Green Giant, the Jolly Green Giant.
Maury, yeah, I'm the pea guy. Like you can't pick
you
can't pick like a cooler
Hold on a second.
cartoon.
No. Roz is Shrek.
I was going to just say, you guys are talking.
You're Shrek. That's us, man. We're Donkey and Shrek.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Shem dying.
Yo, facts.
Yeah.
Who are you, Shem?
Oh man. I think like Arthur, maybe.
Arthur.
Yeah. Maybe like Arthur.
Especially when you clench your fist.
I get a little angry sometimes. Yeah, just hold it in.
Yeah, maybe Arthur. Maury's definitely Millhouse.
Oh, I was going to say Pepe Le Pew.
No, you are definitely.
No, you are for sure.
You're for sure Millhouse. Yeah, there's no question that you're Millhouse.
Oh no, and your dad Frank is like similar traits to Millhouse's dad. Oh no.
And they look the exact same too. Yeah, you guys are definitely Millhouse.
Laura said, "What character from a movie were you scared of as a kid?" Freddy Krueger.
Were you? Mm-hmm. I was scared of Freddy Krueger. Oh, really? Like my parents made a colossal mistake when my brother and I were younger. I've told the story before where they left us, me, my brother, and my cousin. Hey, Shem, while I'm telling this story, can you tell me when the first Halloween movie was released?
Yeah.
No, sorry, not Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. My bad. Not Halloween. And we were...
It's got to be like 78 or something,
yeah,
right?
so we were all together, and the parents had to go and do something. And I guess they left my brother in charge of looking after us, right? Mm-hmm. Like, this is old school, Montreal parenting. Anything goes. And they left us alone in the basement with they rented a couple of movies. Mm-hmm. And this was like 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever it was. And I remember it was the summer. And we put on Friday the 13th, the first Friday the 13th. And because it had just come out sort of available on like beta or VHS. What year was that, Shem?
1980.
1980.
Oh, 80,
okay,
wow.
So I'm 6.
Yeah. Oh, man, too young.
Okay.
Too young for a murder movie.
Okay. I'm 6, and we watched the whole movie. Okay, and I'm 6. My cousin is a year younger than me. My brother's 9. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we watched this whole movie, and at the end, spoiler alert, of Friday the 13th, because the first Friday the 13th, Jason didn't do any of the killings. It was his mom, right? So, but at the end of Friday the 13th, it's this long shot of Crystal Lake, and the last girl to survive is in the boat, and right at the last scene is when Jason comes up out of the water, but still as a sort of boy, and his face is all melted and bloated from just being in the water for so long. Mm-hmm. And he comes up and he grabs her, and that's the last scene. And we ran out of the house, out of the basement, up the stairs, out the front door, and the three of us sat on the front lawn until our parents got home.
Oh, no.
Right? And that one thing messed me up. I still think that there's a reason that I dislike lakes as much as I do, because of the trauma when I was 6 that came from watching that thing come up out of the water. Like,
what did
I
your
still
parents say
don't
when
like
you guys got home? Or
nothing.
when they got home,
Nothing. They didn't care.
like try to comfort you.
No, they didn't even ask. They
But
didn't
you didn't
care.
say, like, yo, we're kind of freaked out because we watched Friday the 13th.
No. And then as soon as Nightmare on Elm Street came out, my mom rented that and forced me to sit down and watch it with her. Like, just all these movies, right? Like all those horror movies my mom used to force us to sit and watch with her, right? Oh, it's a good scare. It's a good scare, right? Traumatizing.
Damn it, Maury.
I was going to say the big creature from Neverending Story.
The big fluffy thing?
Yeah, I was petrified of that thing. And E.T.
Oh, yeah. E.T. was quite terrifying.
Yeah, E.T. was kind of
I
scary.
remember I was terrified of E.T.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the from Neverending Story, the big like flying
the thing
dog?
the flying, was it a dog? I don't remember.
It was like a dog dragon, right?
Yeah.
We watched Gremlins the other night because Rox had never seen Gremlins because there's a huge Christmas spoiler in Gremlins. So we avoided Gremlins until she's 12, right? So it's all good. I remember Gremlins, and maybe it's just because things have progressively got cuter when it comes to animation and digital animation and puppetry and everything else. I was watching Gremlins. I remember Gizmo being a whole lot cuter than what Gizmo actually is.
I had a Gizmo doll.
Is it like a little ugly guy?
Gizmo's not that cute. Like, Gizmo
Really?
sort of has like an ugly nose and an ugly mouth and ugly eyes. Like, he's fluffy and he makes cute sounds. But when you compare like Gizmo to something like Baby Yoda, how Baby Yoda is just adorable, and they really captured that sort of what it is like to have like that sort of young, adorable face. When you go back and you watch like Gizmo from the first Gremlins, not cute.
Really?
No, because I was expecting, oh my God, he's so cute. And like Rox did not do that.
No.
Because he's kind of ugly.
Oh,
What sound
wow.
did they make?
Yeah.
Doesn't he just like a high pitch?
Yeah, like he does a lot of singing and stuff like that, right?
Oh.
But yeah, we watch
I haven't
Gremlins.
seen Gremlins in forever.
Bro.
Keep the comments coming in. Every week we'll post on Instagram at Kiss925. Ask Roz and Mocha. This is where we get your questions from. So keep them coming in, as we said. Thank you for listening. This has been the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.